the Alamo.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Interesting anyway, yeah.
For those watching on YouTube, I don't know what's going on. We'll fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they can hear us, though. That's the main thing. There it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Mine says it's still waiting on YouTube.
There it is.
Yeah.
It just popped up there.
So we had audio but not video? For whatever reason? I have no idea.
Technology, man.
It's wonderful until it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Not a problem. So that's just, boy, I didn't have that on my bingo card today to start the show that way.
No, and I mean, it sucks. Again, it's a gut punch, even though, and death is always this way. Even when you know it's coming.
Sure.
The finality of it.
Yeah.
Whether it's somebody very close to you, because, from personal experience, and then you get the call or you're there or whatever, and it sucks. A guy like Ozzy, nobody's surprised, but it's still surprising.
So somebody said pour one out for Ozzy. Why don't you go bite the head off a bat for Ozzy?
Well, I mean,
we could do that.
I'd rather pour one out. We'll come up with a bat shot in his honor.
Oh, that's a good idea. A bat shot. Huh. What could that be?
Well, you can put whatever you want in it.
Make sure to enunciate that, please.
Oh, what do you mean?
A bat shot? Oh.
Well, because he is bat shot crazy.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely true.
Maybe we'll just call the shot the crazy train.
Maybe so. Dude, what's weird?
You got to do back-to-back shots.
You know what's weird about that is that this thing's come in threes. Miss Becky. Hello, Miss Becky. Welcome back to our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. But these things come in threes, right?
Yep.
So it was Malcolm yesterday, Ozzy today.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah. I don't even want to take a wild guess.
No, I don't either. You want to throw that out in the universe, right?
I mean, Pledge says we need to go pee on the Alamo for Ozzy.
Yeah. Well, did he? He was the one that bit the head off a bat, wasn't he?
And he also peed on the Alamo.
He did, yeah.
But they made good on that. I mean, he's good. We got over that. It dried up.
Well, look, he was crazy rock and roll guy back in the day, and that's kind of the stuff you did.
Well, that's it. I mean, you think about the influence of today's rock and rollers. A lot of Ozzy, whether it's Ozzy or Black Sabbath or the combination of both, but his influence, the Prince of Darkness, is there when it comes to metal.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he was one of a kind, that's for sure. There's never been anybody like him. I don't think there ever will be. He was one of a kind. You look at any other rock and roll guy back in the 60s and 70s, Ozzy and Black Sabbath too, just different. They were just different.
Again, Tom Castillo talks about the snorting of the ants. I mean, there are a lot of things that went up that dude's nose, and he talks about it. It's true. But you think about a lot of these legends, because you talk about who's next. I mean, every time there is somebody that brings up the who's next, all right, who's the third, either Keith Richards or Mick Jagger is going to have the best odds from those betting sites, right? Because, people don't say that.
I'm
Bite
sorry.
your tongue. I mean, but you're right. I mean, you hate to say it that way, but you're right.
Wow.
And look, Keith Richards, I remember interviewing that guy in 1994 when Rolling Stones were playing the Alamo Dome. He was supposed to do an interview with C.J. Cruz like at 8 o'clock.
Right.
And when I worked at KZEP 104. And like 3 o'clock in the morning, the limo pulls up to the radio station. He didn't know what time it was. The guy wasn't coherent. Microphone is on. Interview was great. Microphone off. And incoherent Keith was back.
Wow.
It's just amazing how those guys knew when they were on and when they were off what they were. And I think Ozzy spent most of his life in that state.
Interesting stuff. And sad news today, Ozzy Osbourne has passed away at the age of 76. So I'm sure Pledge has got a bunch of music lined up for ins and outs, I would imagine. Who knows? He's being very, very shy, very quiet.
He's being pledgery.
He is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He's pledgery today.
Pledgery. Well, back to the world of sports. The Dallas Cowboys started practice today. I guess you can call it that. More of a walkthrough and no pads, and it's kind of boring actually. But Micah Parsons is there. He's not really doing anything. He was stretching on the sidelines the last that I saw, but he's not really doing anything. But he is there. And Brian Schottenheimer had his first press conference as head coach at training camp. First press conference as head coach today. So we'll hear from Schotty, and we'll talk Dallas Cowboys football when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
George gets justice. The accident wasn't your fault, but now you're facing pain, bills, and uncertainty. You don't have to do it alone. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, they listen, explain your options, and fight for what you deserve. No upfront costs, no stress, just real help when you need it. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit GetGeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping at Target, you can choose not to choose. From getting what you need to expressing who you are. With prices that make every choice feel right, why not choose all of the above? From backpacks, bedazzled kicks, and picture-day perfect styles as bold as they are, For bring your own lunch days to science project partner days, snack stash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
So, dude, I'm looking at a tweet sent out by the Pittsburgh Steelers. T.J. Watt officially signed his new contract extension today. And I don't know who's smiling bigger, TJ or his wife.
His wife.
She's got a big old smile on her face, that's for sure. They're both sitting there all happy, white teeth, smiling, happy. I'd be happy too.
You seem jealous.
Well, I am a little bit. Yeah, she's pretty shiny too. Not bad.
Oh, stop.
Oh, she's all right.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not
She's
bad.
very happy too. Oh, TJ and his wife. I don't know what his wife's name is. It really doesn't matter.
Mrs. Watt.
Mrs. Watt. Mrs. Rich Watt.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I mean, she's not going to go see Coldplay with some other CEO anytime soon.
Well, I wouldn't hope not.
Yeah.
Have you seen all those memes going around?
They're great.
It's like, my wife gets mad at me for playing golf every day, but at least I'm not going to Coldplay concerts. I think it's funny as hell. The internet is undefeated.
Well,
man.
it really is.
It is.
It really is. You see that smile on TJ's face. He's got to go to work. Micah will be smiling soon. But I appreciate the way Micah Parsons is handling his business with the Cowboys. He is in Oxnard. According to Brian Schottenheimer, he will participate in their ramp-up activities today.
Yeah, he will participate. Good conversation with Micah. He's excited to be here, excited to be a good teammate. And, again, it's awesome to have him here.
Yeah, well, of course it is. It's awesome to have him here. He did take the field, according to some tweets that I'm seeing from 105.3 The Fan today. So did Dak Prescott. Got a loud ovation as he took the field there at Cowboys Training Camp. And Trayvon Diggs working off to the side.
Well, he's going to be on the PUP list. What I find interesting, now these first practices are glorified stretching sessions in a lot of ways. The NFL, they call them the ramp-up practices. There's a whole lot of nothing to see here. Now, granted, they're important, but like I saw Jane Slater tweet a video of all the fans that are going in there. I other than actually seeing dudes and the star on the helmet, I mean, you're not seeing a lot of football. You're not seeing any hitting these next couple of days, and you see some odd stretches. But Micah is there, and he'll participate. Shotty was pressed on at what level of participation will we see from Micah Parsons?
Yeah, I mean, it's a ramp-up period here for the next couple of days. So, again, there'll be different versions of participation. But, again, all the walkthrough stuff, some of the mock situations, things like that. And, again, individual stuff. So we'll see what it looks like as we get going. But it's a good plan. And, again, the biggest thing for me right now is that he's here and he's trying to engage with the other members of the squad.
And he'll do that. I mean, and he'll want to get out there. You know he will. He'll want to get out there. But look, this part, I guess, it's just I think a foundation for what they're going to do. They're going to put in the stuff, a lot of the stuff that they covered in OTAs, just kind of a refresher course, and then they can hit the ground running when they get in pads on Sunday.
Well, and it's also, where nobody's getting hurt. You're building up. So we'll see. What I appreciated a lot about what Schottenheimer said today in his press conference, and he has in a way pulled a page out of the Mike McCarthy playbook that in some ways I wish he would go back to the way Jason Garrett did things. Talk to the media after practice. Schottenheimer's talking before practice, and Mike McCarthy talked before practice. So what are you learning today from Schottenheimer's press conference that he couldn't have said yesterday, other than Jerry being on the podium yesterday and Schotty not getting a word in edgewise?
Well, that's it.
I mean, but I'd rather hear from the coach after practice so you can ask questions about what you saw during practice.
I'm okay with it. It's better for us.
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, yes, I get what you're saying. It's still going to be good for us because the practice is still in the morning.
Absolutely.
You see, I don't want them to go back to the Garrett practice schedule that was like at 5 o'clock West Coast time, which is 7 o'clock here. Now they practice and 4 o'clock, we're done for the day.
That's it.
6 o'clock here. I'm good with that.
Yep.
But I wish he would talk after. But he did talk more football today. And a couple of things that I'm excited about when the pads go on Sunday, and we will be there on Sunday in Oxnard, California, is just how physical he anticipates camp being.
This is going to be a physical-ass camp, and so we want to shore up certain areas that are in the trenches doing those things, and excited to get him out here. He's got a big learning curve that he's got to adjust to, but he'll do great. And again, you guys know the deal. It's 365. You're always looking, and Will and his guys do a great job along with Steven and Jerry. And but I like the look of these new guys that we've added.
Yeah, and they signed a guy today, defensive end today. Let's see, by the name of.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Camp Body. His name is Camp Body.
It's a veteran guy. James Houston is his name. Yes.
Sure. Camp
I say
Body.
veteran guy. He's only played in 20 career games, and he's played both for the Lions and the Cleveland Browns. So it is a camp body, and I think they need one just because you don't know when Micah's going to hit the floor. Because I guarantee you Micah's not going to be in pads next week.
I mean,
I'd be shocked.
If he signs a deal, he will be. If he doesn't, he won't. Either way, we know Schotty is setting this thing up. At least word at this point. It's talk. We need to see it in action. But the level of competition, position by position.
Well, hopefully it's the most competitive practice that I've been around. Otherwise, I'd be disappointed in my messaging and getting that across to the guys. I think what makes it, Nick, that competitive is the pieces that we've added. You look at our roster from top to bottom, and we've filled in a lot of blanks. I mean, we've added some really good football players, and through free agency, through getting our guys back. And then, of course, the fact that that's the mantra and the mindset is we're going to compete in everything that we do. I would be very, very disappointed if it wasn't an extremely competitive deal. We're going to move guys around. That's part of playing the game. No one should be given a spot. We need to push Dak. We need to push Tyler Booker. There's guys like that people think, well, he's enshrined in that spot. Yeah, I mean, he's got the lead, but he's not been named the starter yet. We got a ton of football to play before we make any final decisions.
Yes, sir.
An ton of football to play.
Yeah.
You like that. And we looked at each other when we were watching that press conference live, and when he said that, I'm like, whoa,
here we go.
Hello.
Absolutely. And, one of the big question marks coming in to training camp is the offensive line. And, again, there's going to be a lot of competition there on that offensive line.
The identity that they bring, they're going to be what makes us go on offense. The offensive line, they've always set the mentality, they've always set the mindset, and I think we've got the right type of guys that have the right type of makeup, the right type of competitiveness to allow us to play a very, very physical brand of football that we feel like will help us win a lot of games.
No, he says that, and all I'm thinking is you sound just like Jason Garrett there. We got the right type. Can they go out there and do their job? Can a Tyler Guyton make a big jump in year 2?
Well, I think it starts, with the young players, rookies from last year. I think Cooper Beebe obviously was a guy that, went in and played very well last year for a young center. We expect really great things from Tyler Guyton. again, I always go back to Jalen Tolbert. You know what Jalen Tolbert did year one? It wasn't,
he
a
sucked.
great year for him. He was the first guy back in the building. Tyler Guyton's been the same thing. You know what you're going to get from Tyler Smith. You know what you're going to get from Terrence. Both those guys are incredible. And then obviously the competition, bringing in Tyler Booker, Rob Jones. I think guy to watch out for is Nate Thomas. He's doing great. I mean, I could name 1,000 other guys.
Really? 1,000?
Interesting. Yeah.
Now, one of the things, though, let's go back. And again, we have to see this play out. But Tyler Guyton, can he make that second-year jump? Tyler Guyton has owned how bad he was last year. He hadn't shied away from it. He hasn't been defensive when asked about the criticism and whatnot. He's owned it. And if he truly has been the first guy there, we've seen Jalen Tolbert get better every year. Is he where we all thought he was going to be for where he was drafted? No, but he has gotten better every year. The idea that they're so high on Guyton kind of takes me back to the way they talked about Terrence Steele after his rookie year, who won all these offseason awards for his improvement, and we all thought the coaches were full of crap. Are you kidding? I watched last year. How much of a difference can you make? Well, we saw it with Terrence Steele, and that's what got him the big contract. And the fact that there seems to be very little public concern when it comes to Terrence Steele also makes me wonder, has he regained his pre-injury form this offseason, which has them very comfortable heading into this training camp?
Well, you can only hope so, right? I mean, because that's a very important part. Tyler Guyton, and I'm going to give him a little bit of a break. You talk about Cooper Beebe at center. He had a good year, and he came right in.
And next to a Zach Martin that could help him.
And that's true. We'll see if that affects him as we move forward in this. But left tackle might be the most difficult spot on the offensive line. I mean, it's certainly you're getting all the best pass rushers, you're getting all of that stuff, and so I'm going to give Tyler Guyton a little bit of benefit of the doubt here, and we'll see. He needs to go through this year, and he needs to play better. As you said, he owned it. He knows that. Everybody knows it. So he's going to be a guy that I'm certainly going to watch. Although last year in training camp, Jason, you remember this? He had a hell of a camp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a great camp, and everybody said, look, how much he's learning going against Micah Parsons and this and that, and he was doing a good job. And then when he got into the game action, well, it wasn't quite the same.
It wasn't, and then when he got hurt, he was never quite the same after. And you wonder how much did an early injury impact his overall rookie year. But Jerry said something yesterday, and again, word salad at this point in the year, but Jerry talked about how they went and filled a bunch of holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry feels like they've got a team that can be competitive. But the lack of concern seemingly at right tackle for Terrence Steele and the confidence that they seem to have in Tyler Guyton, you just, okay, I mean, you got to take them at the word until we could see it. And these guys, they get paid a whole lot of money to make these evaluations. And it's not just the head coach or the GM. It's the position coaches. It's the weight room, the training guys, all of those. There wasn't concern at the draft or in free agency that, yeah, I know we invested in Terrence, but we made a mistake. We've got to replace him. And we've seen the Cowboys do that before. Pay a guy and realize, well, that was bad, and go replace him. The fact that they're not, as a fan, I'm cautiously optimistic that maybe they are making that progress that they're saying. No different than Marcel Reed at quarterback for A&M. I'm surprised that dude's still QB1. I was listening to Mike Elko talk last night at that Aggie luncheon. He's high on the guy. He's around him every day. They didn't go replace him because they don't feel like they need to. Is it the same right now with this Cowboys offensive line? Get that group playing better and together as one. That not only helps Dak, that helps the running game that they invested little into, but they have improved what was god-awful a year ago.
Look, it's got to be good. You've invested 3 first-round draft picks in that offensive line. They're young, though. They are young overall. And it's going to remain to be seen. Again, I'll go back to Tyler Guyton, and we were all impressed as hell with that guy at training camp. And then he didn't have that good of a year. Maybe injuries were a problem, and we'll see if that works out. I think Cooper Beebe's off and running. I think he's gonna get better, and he'll be fine. Obviously, Tyler Smith is the anchor of that offensive line. Tyler Booker, how will he do in his rookie year? Will he be okay? There's a lot to be said about losing a guy like Zach Martin, even though he wasn't the greatest last year, and he knew it was time to go. Just that leadership and that veteran confidence that he carried, I think, made a big difference. And Tyler Smith now has got big shoes to fill when it comes to taking over that role.
And that's something that Schottenheimer talked about today. And again, lots of change within this organization with a new head coach, a new defensive coordinator in Eberflus. You got Clayton Adams now as the offensive coordinator, who is an old O-line coach. How much is that going to help? But not only did you lose a Zach Martin, you lost a DeMarcus Lawrence. You lost a lot of the player leaders, so there's going to be some natural change there.
Well, there's definitely a transfer of leadership. I think you can't look at, Jay Lou was a great leader. D-Law, you mentioned Zach, right? But that's what's exciting, and that's football. That's football in today's era. So, Kenneth Murray, K9. Here's a guy that, again, has incredible experience, plays the game the right way, hair on fire. I mentioned Jack Sanborn yesterday. These guys will take CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee's been great with George coming in. CeeDee's gone out of his way. He's more vocal. So sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like, okay, those guys move on for different reasons. Who's going to step up? Somebody's going to step up. And again, I think, I see it when I have to say less things or the coaches have to say less things. You've got guys that are kind of figuring it out and finding their voice.
And that's the way it works. He's absolutely right. So can these guys do it? Micah Parsons, there's been a lot of talk about leadership and him taking over that. Trayvon Diggs, we heard yesterday. The Cowboys expect leadership out of him. Jane Slater says Micah Parsons not on the team off the line work. So they're doing some drills, obviously without pads, no contact of any sort. But Micah is off to the side and not participating in that, which doesn't surprise anybody.
The fact that he is out there, because and we've seen different hold-ins work differently. There's been times, not just with the Cowboys, but with other NFL teams, guy might go to the meetings, but when they take the field, that dude either hits the hot tub or the weight room, or he's not out there. The fact that Micah is out there, I think, says a lot about Micah, proving to Jerry Jones that, dude, I will do everything you want me to do to earn this money. And he's there. Limited, but he's there. And probably watching, and will probably do his own version of coaching with some of those young guys off to the side or later tonight.
Well, and that's where he'll be valuable.
Yep.
Get into the film room.
Yep.
That's where Micah can come in and say this and that, and here's what we need to do and all of that. So he's still going to be a participant. There's no question about that. It's just, again, going into training camp one more time with the drama of a contract extension. So we'll see how that all plays out, but it is day one of training camp. A lot of other teams reported today, including the Houston Texans. They've got everybody signed, everybody in tow, but there are a couple of holdouts. One in Cincinnati, a guy by the name of Trey Hendrickson, and it was comical the way he announced that today. We'll talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me talk about Stevens Roofing. It's one of my favorite companies to talk about. I love Stevens Roofing, local company, family-owned company, a company that's been in business in San Antonio for many, many years. And that just says a lot right there. They're doing it right. They've got a lot of satisfied customers, and they're just good folks to deal with, absolutely. And summer is heating up, man. I looked at my grass today. With all the rain we've had, even my grass is kind of getting brown already in certain areas, which is kind of disappointing. Had to turn the sprinklers back on. Having said all of that, it's going to get hot, and that sun is going to pound down on your roof, and that can cause some problems as well. What you need to do is give Stevens Roofing and Solar a call at 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Tell them you want a team of their experienced folks to come out and inspect your roof to make sure that everything is okay. They'll do it for free and under no obligation. They're going to make sure that it's sealed properly, secure, and energy efficient, so you're protected for the long haul. Look, if something's wrong, they'll let you know this should be taken care of. or this needs to be taken care of, or everything looks fantastic and have a nice day. Either way, it's that peace of mind that you want and that you need. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, a very special Hump Day edition. I don't know what else, but it should be special.
Well, something's bound to be special. We will talk some more football. Cowboys training camp going. We're inching closer to getting out there. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
See website for details. Bills happen is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Bills Happen is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, it's one thing when we say it. We're going to be out in Oxnard, California, but you hear big voice guy. It just sounds more official.
Mm-hmm.
The boys are going to be in Oxnard.
Saturday.
Saturday. Yes.
And I'm going back and forth with my guy right now with Circa Las Vegas about some logistics stuff.
We got some trips coming up.
Book. You can't go with us to Oxnard. Although if you're going to be in Oxnard, you can say hi and
let us know.
I mean, we really can't get you anything that you can't get on your own there. Circa Las Vegas is another story. Some of the things that we're kind of going back for is how many people do you want to do anything at the Legacy Club with your listeners?
Oh, wow. Wow.
The Legacy Club is the rooftop area.
Dude, it's beautiful.
And I know was it last August, we were up there, and my daughter was there because that's her birthday week and some of her friends. And they had all these bottles out there, and my kid thought that I actually did that for her. No, I mean, I took full credit for it, but and the fireworks and everything else. But the reality is that's what they do for us.
Wow.
And so if he's go back to the email. Head count on who would be interested in this. Yes.
Me.
Yes.
There's two. Yes.
Yeah.
The Legacy Club is something else. I mean, that thing is on the very top of Circa, and you can see all over Las Vegas.
Well, that's it. I mean, because, it's downtown, so you could see everything.
Everything.
On the Strip. And they do fireworks there every night. But if it's anything like the party was last year, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're down.
Absolutely.
And then you're hanging out with Derek Stevens, who owns the place. And again, you
never know that dude's a billionaire.
No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. He's a regular guy.
Although when you start talking about like the industry, holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you talk about in education, but fun. Dude, that guy is the life of the party. You want to go with us to Circa Las Vegas? The answer is yes. Yes, you do. Whether you're in the doghouse for a month, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Take her with you. It's worth
Absolutely.
it. It's fun. You can bring anybody you want but your kids. It's a 21 and up resort. But you definitely want to go. We'll save you money on the room. Promo code BLITZ when you go to either Circa or their sister resort, the D. You can use the promo code BLITZ, save 20% on your rooms. You go to sasportstar.com, and the link there takes you right to the discount page. It's their ultimate contest weekend, which is a ton of fun. And even if you don't sign up for their contest, you're cool. And just go have a great time in Vegas. Trust me, it is worth it.
Dude, even if you don't gamble, hanging out at that pool is an experience all to itself.
Yep.
It is fantastic, man. I'm telling you. So this is a great place. They do it right. It is a lot of fun. It's a big party. This is our fourth trip there, courtesy of Circa, and we appreciate that for sure. But, I mean, my goodness, it's a blast.
And, look, everything is strategic, right? So that weekend, there's some preseason games, I think.
I think so.
But it's the week before college football kicks off. Now, I think there's a couple of college games, including one involving Incarnate Word that Saturday. Those really early games. But for the most part, it's that weekend in August, before most people go back to school and before college football season really kicks into high gear, before the NFL season. It's one of those weekends where you go, well, what else is going on? Let's go to Vegas. Let's do this.
Let's go.
And it is a blast. That's part of it because Like if they tried to do this early August, because they're big Radio Row, there'll be 20, 25 stations there, where when we go in March, there's 5.
Right.
This is, but we're all going to NFL training camps next week because they're all open. The Houston Texans, they reported today. And lots of interesting things to look at when you think about the Houston Texans. Now, obviously, C.J. Stroud and the Texans offense having a bounce-back year is the biggest question, I think, going in for the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud gets a little bit of a pass because he doesn't get blamed for the offense because the offensive line was so bad. But they have a new offensive line coach. They have a new offensive coordinator. So who better for Texans radio to ask about how the offense is than a defensive tackle? Tim Settle Jr. trying to give us some insight on how different the offense will look.
Yeah, this is overall, for scheme-wise, I feel like, it's more like they look more of a unit. They more look in sync. I feel like the new offense that we're going to run this year is going to be beneficial for them. I'm excited. This is like everybody else. We go against them. We see it. I could definitely, it's a big difference of what we did from last year, but I'm looking forward to seeing it against another team. Definitely have hope, and I definitely love what I'm seeing, especially from the defensive side of how the offense is operating now.
He definitely does.
He's got hope.
He's definitely got hope. Definitely.
Does that sound like a dude that says, Mark Vandermeer, how the hell dare you ask me a question about the offense? I have no idea.
Exactly right. Look, nobody's going to know. Again, they may look great. They may gel in training camp, but until they hit the field for real football, you're not going to know. And so it's going to be a work in progress. I will say this about the Texans, even with all that horrible offensive line play last year, they got to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they still had a pretty successful season.
They did. But it wasn't as smooth as the rookie season.
Well, no,
for C.J. Stroud. And you expect them to take the next step, and it was just a bumpy ride. And so what's going to happen to them this year? Pre-training camp power rankings on The Athletic today have the Houston as a top 10 team. They were middle of the pack on ESPN. There's unknowns there.
Yep.
That they've got to go out and prove. Now, you look at their schedule. You got their quarterback. Get some receivers healthy. How good is this team going to be? The best thing for Houston is they're in a weak division, or what's perceived as a weak division.
Oh, it is.
Right?
It is.
Well, we know your Titans are going to be
they suck. That's 2 wins for everybody else in that division.
Right. Colts are a question mark. Right.
Because of quarterback. Other than that, they've got a pretty good team.
They got a hell of a team, but there's questions at quarterback. And Jacksonville.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions there.
A team that, when they drafted Trevor Lawrence, there are a lot of people that thought, all right, well, they're going to be like the Buffalo Bills. They're going to be, and they just haven't been yet. Their new coach, what are they going to be able to do? So there's a lot of questions within the division, but as you look at it, you go, okay, well, that's pretty soft. That's an easy AFC South Championship T-shirt for Texans fans to already plan on purchasing in January.
Well, it should be, right? If all things go well, they should win that division. I don't think there's any question. I think the only competition, as I look at it now, will be Indianapolis. If Daniel Jones, who will win that starting job, I have a feeling Anthony Richardson just hasn't he hasn't impressed anybody, and he can't stay healthy.
Daniel Jones will win that starting job.
Well, absolutely.
So what happens to Anthony?
Well, I don't know. He's backing up Danny Dimes.
Do you trade him then? There are teams out there that would probably like to have the potential of what Anthony Richards could do, although his rookie contract's kind of pricey.
Well, the problem with Richardson, Jason, is the fact that he just hasn't played any. He's Trey Lance all over again. That's what I'm afraid he is. He's Trey Lance.
Wow. Hang on, I need a moment to process that.
You do.
In a lot of ways, he's not. They're similar, and they didn't play a lot of college ball. A lot of potential. I think with Anthony, it's been injuries to this point. But you're right. He had a gun, got the cool nickname. But if he loses a starting job to Daniel Jones, you can't keep him there, can you?
You book it right now. That's going to happen.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Book it now. Write it down, Pledge. Write it down somewhere. I said it today. What is today, the 22nd?
Yes.
Okay. 2025. Danny Dimes is your starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts day one.
Wow.
And no offense to Richardson, it's just that
none taken.
Well, I mean, it's just that the guy hasn't played football, and he can't stay healthy. He doesn't know how to stay healthy. He runs. He's got talent, obviously. In the NFL, you got to figure it out. Go see Lamar Jackson.
You know, and the reality is Daniel Jones has the ability with his legs. So it's not even like you could just have a package for Richardson around the goal line. You don't need him for that. Danny Dimes can actually do that. I mean, there were some moments for that kid while he was with the New York Giants.
Sure.
But you look at like Will Levis is obviously out for the season.
Yes.
In the way the rookie contracts are now, if you miss on your quarterback, you're not punished like the Sam Bradford days. I mean, remember Sam Bradford changed all the rules for those guys. But you wonder for Tennessee, and it wouldn't be Richardson because, he's not veteran enough. But I do wonder who Tennessee tries to go get to be the veteran backup quarterback for Cam Ward, somebody that can help.
You mean Tim Boyle's not it? Dude, I don't know who's out there.
Was that a real question?
No, it was a very sarcastic question.
I mean, but you wonder who is going to, what veteran guy, you look at the 48 quarterbacks that Cleveland has, one of those guys could be available.
Could be.
Right? One of the veteran guys I would anticipate being available. I was thinking just opposite of you. If Daniel Jones gets released from the Colts, does he end up with Tennessee?
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I think Danny Dimes will be the Colts starting quarterback day one, and I do. I just don't think Anthony Richardson is ready. And I look at him the same way everybody looks at Trey Lance. He just did not play enough football early on, and he needs some time somewhere to play football. I mean, the guy, he just makes he's got the talent's there. Obviously, he's athletic as hell, but he just doesn't process things right. And then he takes himself out of a game last year. I need a breather. Your starting quarterback doesn't do that.
It's frowned upon. I've never seen it before.
I've never seen that before.
I don't think I'll ever see it again. And he'll never do it again. You talk about learning from your mistakes. I hope he has learned.
I sure hope so too.
From that mistake. You see where the Chargers fans are suing the Chargers over the Kansas City game going to Brazil?
They're a little pissed off.
Wouldn't you be?
Well, I guess so, because reading this article, it's a class action lawsuit, which I guess means that anybody that wants to can get involved in this thing. And so it's they're upset because they raised ticket prices 10%, according to the article, and they had the Kansas City logo on the sales pitch, which they're saying is false advertising.
Well, the question is, when they started advertising it, did they know that was going to be the Brazil game? Because remember when they did, like Kansas City didn't really want to go. The Chargers said, well, I mean, we got more Chiefs fans at this game anyway, because the Chargers really have no fans in Los Angeles.
True. I wish they'd go back to San Diego.
Well, I mean, San Antonio.
Well,
but,
that too.
It is interesting what people will sue for.
Well, it's crazy, but they are suing. They're not very happy at all. And I got to tell you, do you see the Trey Hendrickson thing?
Of course.
I mean, this guy is holding out, obviously, but he announces his holdout, or I guess not announces it, but you basically figure out he's not going to show up at training camp today. Puts a sunrise, and all it said was Florida. That's it.
At least it's a sunrise. I mean, he's up early. You would like to say working out.
Well, I would imagine he is.
But that's a couple of middle fingers to everybody showing up for training camp in Ohio. Where do the Bengals training camp at their place, or do they go somewhere?
That dude, I have no clue.
It's certainly not a sexy location like Oxnard, California.
Maybe they go to Cleveland.
No, they can't do that. They can't. Somewhere down in Kentucky.
Now, keep in mind, though, he's getting fined $50,000 a day for every day he holds out. So and that's in the contract. You can't take that away if you're the team. So that adds up in a hurry.
And he's paying his Airbnb.
Yes.
Probably a trainer. It's an expensive holdout.
It is.
But if he ends up getting $35, $38, $41 million,
it won't matter.
He's not going to worry about it.
What did CD, how many days did he hold out last year? Was it 10?
Something like that.
I want to say it was about the middle of training camp, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When he showed up?
Yeah.
So maybe about 10 days. So about, half a million.
Well, and he was talking about, because he was renting a indoor football facility to be able to practice by himself. So he, not only the fine, but the expense of doing that. The Bengals do hold their practice, kind of like the Texans, at their facility.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? It's Cincinnati, and they're cheap as hell. So can you imagine them taking the whole circus to Oxnard, California, like Jerry does?
I mean, sure. Good for camaraderie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The Texans are going to the Greenbrier.
The Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Now, where is that? Virginia?
Yeah, West Virginia. I think.
West Virginia. All right. Reminds me of a John Denver song.
Fancy golf resort.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
They're spending a couple of weeks there, I think. They're opening up in Houston, and then they'll head up there shortly. So everybody's reported now, the way I understand it. All teams that didn't report over the weekend reported today, so everybody's there. Just real quick, a couple of retirements. The Honey Badger calling it a day.
I didn't know he was still playing.
Well, I wasn't sure either, but he is, or he was. Now he's called it a day. And then was it David Graham, tight end, big New Orleans Saints guy for a long time, and others, I think. But he called it quits too. So
again, yeah,
yeah. Well, the Honey Badger, everybody knows him.
Sure.
You remember Jimbo Fisher? Hey, baby, Jimbo Fisher here. That guy.
That was bad.
That you couldn't understand him?
That was so bad.
Well, Jimbo Fisher joined the ACC network as a studio analyst. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6. Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Bills Happen is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to billshappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Houston Texans reported to camp today, and they're going to have their whole draft class in tow. They added some depth at corner going into camp with cornerback Arthur Mollett on a 1-year deal. He's a former Baltimore Raven. And the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be without pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. He's in a contract dispute with the franchise. Also, Terry McLaurin with the Washington Commanders. He's a holdout as well.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, it is a great Tuesday afternoon in this beautiful city of San Antonio. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy you are along for the ride with us. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We are all here, and so much to talk about because it is football season, baby.
It is, but we got to start with sad news.
Oh.
Ozzy Osbourne passed away today.
Yes, he did.
The legend that is just had that huge concert a couple of weeks ago in his hometown where it all started. And that tribute, his last show in North America with Black Sabbath in 2016, November 12th of 2016, happened right here in San Antonio. Kind of one of those kicking the kind of when you see the news.
Kicking the it is kind of because, you know, you think of a guy like Ozzy Osbourne and just kind of, bigger than life kind of guy, but always goofy as hell.
Well,
but he could sing.
He could. And you couldn't always understand what he was saying when he was talking, but you could when he was singing. Reminds me of our lead story in the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Last night was Mike Elko's Aggie Coaches Night event over at Pedrati's Ranch, and I was there sitting with Andrew Monaco and Rob Thompson and, others at the table. And Andrew, he's hosting this thing.
Uh-huh.
And there's a live auction part that's going on. And at one point, after the auctioneer was done, Andrew Monaco said, that kind of reminded me of the old Jimbo Fisher days.
Yep.
And of all the people to get into TV, Jimbo, slow down, my friend.
He's going to have but you know what? He won't have to. He'll be okay. You can always understand Jimbo, but he's very fast. He talks fast. He's fast.
He's the only guy that I've ever done a 12-minute interview with in 3. I'm curious to see how good he does in television. As you know, when the producer says, all right, man, fill for 90 seconds.
Well, he's going to have to come up with a hell of a lot of stuff to talk about.
I mean,
right?
he can say more in 90 seconds than Nick Saban can articulate in 4 minutes.
He's going to join the ACC network as a studio analyst. And look, it's one of those cush jobs for him. He certainly doesn't need the money. He's still getting a pretty large paycheck from the Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
So I mean, it's a cush job for him. And I can't remember, and back a couple of years ago when he took that buyout, if he gets another job, does he forfeit that money? I'm not sure how that works, so this doesn't qualify for that. I'm talking about another coaching job.
I'm going to be, because he does well in media, but I think about like a guy like Mac Brown was just a natural. Nick Saban has done far better on television than I thought Nick Saban would do, partly because he's willing to open up. How open will Jimbo Fisher get? And when you turn to that expert for the analysis that he offers, can he say it clearly enough to where you can have a conversation? I mean, that really as fast as he talks, and that's just Jimbo being Jimbo. Will he slow down, learn to slow down, get coached up to slow down, articulate, and have a conversation? Because, man, that dude goes in a hurry.
Well, I think it's fortunate he's going to be in the ACC and not the SEC, because he doesn't really like Lane Kiffin too much. He and Nick Saban, weren't exactly best friends either, and there's probably some other coaches there too. So this way, I don't know how well he knows all the coaching staff over there. He's got Belichick.
Well, I mean, it's the Florida State connection, for all his time there in Florida State.
Right.
So, but yeah, I hate to say it this way. He's on the ACC network. How many of us are actually ever going to see him?
Not many.
I mean, honestly.
Well, I mean, look, I'm curious to watch a North Carolina game a time or two this season.
But will those be on the ACC network or on?
That's a good point.
What channel? I mean, if he's doing halftime studio updates, it's kind of like, how often do you actually watch the game that gets tabbed over to the SEC network when the Aggies are on it, right? So I am curious how many times I'll actually stumble across Jimbo doing television. I get a feeling that social media will be the one area where we all get to see it, and I just hope for Jimbo it's not just blooper reel.
It's a very good point, because I have to imagine, at least early on, North Carolina will probably get some national TV stuff, right?
Yes.
And so just because everybody's curious about Belichick and how he'll do there with the Tar Heels. So good point, but I'm happy Jimbo's back. I mean, Jimbo's a character.
He is. So. And again, I think how this business works as well. He was probably trying to get a gig at ESPN.
Probably.
And probably did well enough for them to say, you know what, we got a spot for you, but we're going to start you on the ACC network.
Could be.
Right?
Yeah.
Not on the ESPN Game of the Week crew or some of those others, right?
Nick Saban beats you again, Jimbo.
I mean, he ain't going to game day yet. I mean, give me another one of your Jimbo impressions. Ryan Eagle's auctioneer voice, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I hate that Nick Saban. That Nick Saban, he's a cheater. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's getting paid some more money than we ever had, and we didn't have any money.
Howdy.
Well,
damn, I'm tired.
We'll talk. We'll talk some A&M money coming up here in a bit. But have you ever parked your car near a baseball field?
I have.
You ever had your car get hit by a home run ball?
I have, but I didn't get pissed off about it.
Well,
because I'm the idiot that parked it there.
You didn't get pissed off?
Well, no. I mean, if you park,
must have been a Ken's 5 vehicle.
If you park it there, where you know there could be a home run ball or a foul ball or something, it's your own damn fault.
So up in Maryland, Silver Springs, Maryland, a firefighter parked his truck his personal truck on the street near the firehouse, which happens to be near a baseball field. And the firefighter's truck got hit by a home run ball during batting practice. Firefighter got mad and decided to turn on the water, and he flooded the field. They had to cancel the game.
That's kind of a revenge, dude. But what's weird about that story is the headline. So it says, resourceful firefighter floods baseball field, forcing cancellation of game after punk kid hit his pickup truck with a batting practice. So how is a kid a punk kid because he hit a home run?
I mean, I think whoever wrote the article or the headline, and they took it from the stance of kid should know better. The firefighter gets his revenge. He's got the ability to do that. I'm with you. You park your car near a field and it gets hit, that's kind of on you.
That's on you.
Especially if you know that's there. Now, if the kid was sitting in the outfield targeting cars, that's another
that's
story.
Another thing, yeah.
And when I clicked on the headline, that's what I was expecting to read. Not guy jacked one a hell of a long way during batting practice. I mean, you got to give that guy a cup, make sure he's not on the juice if he's able to hit it that far.
Well, that's exactly right. The firefighter probably said, these punk kids, they can't hit any home runs. Truck's perfectly safe here.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Him. Get off my lawn.
You know, I am celebrating my 30th wedding anniversary today.
Happy anniversary there, Minix.
Thank you.
And even higher praise to Mrs. Minix.
She has put up with me for a long time. You are absolutely right about that. And, you know, I've learned some things over 30 years of marriage. Now, I go back to, on our wedding night, when it was time for the cake and, you know, whatever flavor cake that she chose, I wasn't a fan of. So when we were doing all that, I smushed it in her face. And it was funny, right? There's a dude, and, you know, he's going viral today because he's posing with his bride. She's in her wedding dress, and, you know, with that, you know, the cost of that. He's in the tux, and they're posing for photos over the pool. And she's leaning over. He's holding her, the photos. And then the dude just drops her in the water. Dude.
I don't get that. And I don't know if he's trying to be funny or what, but I mean, that might have been the one and only honeymoon nights that he had to sleep on the couch.
I'm just saying how to ruin your wedding night in one viral video.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I think about, you know, you've got one planning a wedding right now, a football season wedding at that.
I know.
Do you need to send that video to the future son-in-law saying, dude, don't be an idiot?
Well, I don't think he's an idiot like that. I mean,
you say that.
I wouldn't think so. You never know, however. But yeah, that's just dumb. But you see these, it's like a social media thing now, the practical jokes. Have you seen these? Some of them are funny as hell, and some of them are just like, dude, please.
All I'm thinking is, dude, you're so in trouble.
Yeah.
Good luck making 30, brother.
Dude, well.
I mean, I think about Rob. See, and here's the thing. Like Rob's son, I could see Jack doing something dumb like that. Like, I feel like an obligation. I should send that to Jack and be like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah, don't do that.
Even though she's fun and might laugh at that in 12 years. She's not going to laugh at that when she's spent hours on her hair and makeup for the wedding, right?
I hope that was the end of the pictures.
Well, I mean, a lot of times the photos are done before the ceremony.
Well, that's true.
Right? That's the way I took that is those photos were done before the ceremony.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's really in deep doo-doo.
I mean, if that was something planned, like, all right, we're going to get married, then we're going to do photos, and then I want out of this as quickly as possible so I can put on something more comfortable, all right, just drop me in the pool if she was in on it. But the article doesn't read that she was in on it.
It didn't appear that she was in on it.
Yeah.
Just reading the article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
He slept on the couch that night. No honeymoon festivities for you.
Exactly.
Buddy.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame, isn't it? Hey, we've been talking to Jimbo Fisher, a little A&M athletics, football, all that kind of stuff. You will never guess how much Texas A&M spent on NIL last year. Not just football, all athletics. It is an enormous amount. We're talking about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
The Morning Huddle.
Before they were U2, what were they?
He was NXS.
NXS. They play.
He was Michael Hutchins, and then he became.
Not only did they not play anything other than hits, they played some of the hits twice.
Yes, they opened and it's legit. I've never seen a band open and close with the same
I
song.
said they're playing the same song again, dude.
Well, the Alzheimer crowd.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Skin looking and feeling tight, irritated, dry, or just meh? Maybe your skincare routine is missing a crucial step. Meet the Calming Mist Toner from Pharmaceris with hyaluronic acid to deeply hydrate and prebiotics to support your skin's barrier. Just a few soothing sprays after washing your face balances your skin's pH and helps the skincare products you use after work better. Dermatologist developed and known worldwide for premium quality, gentle, effective skincare. Pharmaceris is finally available in the U.S. at Walgreens. Real users rave about the Pharmaceris Mist Toner. It actually helped reduce redness. It's so gentle and never leaves my skin feeling dry or tight. The calming properties are amazing. I can feel it. Try the Pharmaceris Calming Mist Toner today and see why it's the skincare step you've been missing. Find the Pharmaceris Calming Mist Toner at Walgreens.com and in a Walgreens store in your area for only $14.99. That's Pharmaceris. PHARMACERIS.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks, to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh. I got saved there because I was about to be insulted.
Mm-hmm.
About to be insulted by Jason Minix, and then we were back on the air.
Mm-hmm. And since your buttons over there don't work, I wasn't sure when Pledge was going to turn you on.
Yeah. He's been turning me on for 2 days now.
He really has
How
been.
about that? Wow.
Sad day with Ozzy passing away today. The Alamo has posted on social media. We at the Alamo are saddened to hear of the passing of legendary musician Ozzy Osbourne. His relationship with the Alamo was marked initially by a deeply disrespectful incident in 1982.
Deeply disrespectful.
That's one way of saying it.
Yes.
This act profoundly and rightfully upset many who hold this site sacred. However, redemption and reconciliation eventually became part of his history as well. In 1992, Ozzy personally apologized to then-Mayor Nelson Wolff and expressed genuine remorse for his actions. Decades later, in 2015, he revisited the Alamo grounds to learn and appreciate the site's profound history, openly demonstrating humility and understanding. We at the Alamo honor history and all its complexities. Then it goes on and, may he rest in peace. I go back and I think about in 2015, he was working on some sort of documentary with his son Jack, and they came back to the Alamo, and that was such a media frenzy.
Of course.
Back then, and it never happened, but we thought he was going to come to the radio station and do an interview. We had it all arranged, and he was going to come in and do some stuff, but because it took like an hour and a half or whatever longer at the Alamo, his schedule was delayed and his plane was leaving, and he didn't come by.
That's too bad. That would have been a fun interview.
That would have been, because could you imagine me, Dat Win, Ozzy Osbourne in the same room?
No, I can't. Although that would have been must listen to.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, man. So sad news today. He did pass away. He was 76 years old.
76.
Battled with Parkinson's for about the last 10 years, I understand. So, well, there'll be a lot of good music being played here over the next week or so. There'll be tributes and stuff, and
absolutely,
we'll hear all the good stuff. So that's a good thing. Texas A&M's got a lot of money, I would say. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably up there in the upper echelon of money that is available to them, boosters and whatnot. Well, they like their sports too, buddy. I'll tell you that, because they spent an enormous amount of money on NIL last year.
Yeah, there's a report that Texas A&M spent over $50 million on NIL for all athletes in 2024-2025.
Now, and I'm just making an assumption here, but I think it's a good assumption of the fact that most of that was probably football.
Yes.
Because most of it is. And I would say, 90%, maybe 85%, whatever the case is, a lot of it was on football. So here's the problem I would have as a booster, whether it's Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, name a school, doesn't make any difference. We spent $50 million, maybe, I don't know, $35, $40 million on football, and we have an 8-5 record. And if that continues, and I'm ponying up $50 million every year, I'm pissed off about it.
You know, what I find interesting is you read these reports, but there's no way of really knowing. You know, it's like when Sark was saying there are reports out there about the UT payroll is, off. He didn't say if it was under or over. He just said it wasn't accurate. I was at the Aggie Coaches Night event last night at Pedrati's, and Mike Elko was speaking. And Mike Elko, at one point, somebody asked him about Stewart coming back, and he was like, see, here, I'm glad you asked that, because somebody on social media can post something with zero fact to anything, and all of a sudden it becomes true and a real story and gets reported by actual news outlets as a possibility. He said there's never been a conversation about him coming back. Yes, he is working out at our facility. I see him every day. He got drafted by the Bengals. Dude's going to make $17 million a year. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
And you wonder.
Well, not for one guy.
Again, but you wonder how much is true, because Mike Elko also said all the things that you would expect, about trying to recruit the right guys. And when you get guys making that kind of money, how something like that could divide a locker room. And every coach out there is always talking about having the right guys. Somebody's getting the wrong ones at some point, right? Whether you want them or not, they're there. But he also talked about battered Aggie syndrome. he did. He was very open about it. He was like, yeah, we're all frustrated. We're trying to go in the right direction. We need to focus on the future and not the past. Sometimes, we didn't end the year the way we wanted to last year, but that was last year. We're moving forward, and it's interesting how you handle it, because battered Aggie syndrome is real. Now, I thought that was a term made up by Rob Thompson at one point.
Yeah, he uses that quite often.
But apparently that is much a part of Aggie as yell practice, which they had last night too. But it is interesting, because they're at an event last night that is the local San Antonio Aggie Club's biggest fundraiser of the year. Place was packed, a lot of money in there. But when the live auction was going, I was looking at all of those going, all right, well, I can go to the dessert table and hit the bar again, because I know, and I was surprised at how little some of those live auction items went for. Now, they went for a lot of money, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But there wasn't this crazy bidding that I anticipated or that I've seen at other charity events. And I'm not sure if it's because all those people that would normally spend crazy money on that have already written enough checks that they're not doing it again, whether there's a trip to Cabo or not. Right? I just wondered if they were tapped out a little bit on how much they would spend, because most of the live auction items sold for less than what they said the value was for.
Interesting stuff. It was funny how charity, this wasn't necessarily charity,
well, sure,
but
it was
fundraising.
Scholarship
right?
Club. Yeah.
Sure. So
yeah.
Some are good, some aren't. I've emceed some where you just got to, it's like pulling teeth to get anybody to bid on anything. And so it just depends on the people there, I guess.
But at an event like that, especially for those with the deep, deep pockets, you know what you're going there for. But my guess is those people with the deep, deep pockets have already written big, big checks. And quite frankly, if they're going to Cabo, they don't have to go win it. They can go buy the house that they want.
Sure.
And but because there was a trip to Cabo that I think went for like 8. The value was like 16. Trip for 8 for a week or whatever it was, and it looked like a hell of a deal for a lot of people in there, but it didn't sell for what the value of what they said the trip was.
Well, you know, that's about right. I mean, and think about it. If you want to go to Cabo, if you'd have bought that, I mean, we could have planned a trip.
Well, I was thinking about it.
That was nice.
I was thinking about it.
You know, because if $8,000, couple grand a piece for 8 people, that's
I mean,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, private house, the butler, all that good stuff.
Jeez, Jason, why didn't you do it?
I sat on my hands.
Wow. Would have been a great anniversary present for your wife.
She already got one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you give her another one.
I mean, 10 more years.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she wants. I'd rather have the vacuum cleaner. Oh, my goodness. Steve Sarkisian was a big hit at the coaches thing.
He was. He was. You know, coaching school just wrapped up here in San Antonio, talking about all the money in universities. And Steve Sarkisian, in talking to thousands of high school coaches, your first indication of how different things are, because we hear a lot about the money, but he was talking to all the high school coaches, and at one point covered up his Longhorn logo on his shirt and said, I'm not talking as the coach at UT. I'm talking as a coach to you as a coach.
Yeah.
For all of the college coaches out there. During this keynote address, high school coaches, he is imploring them to stay involved in the recruiting process. Now, you think about Jeff Traylor will be on with us Thursday as the American is having their media days. And Jeff Traylor, every bowl game, wears a TSAOG hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the relationship that these college coaches have with the high school coaches, because that's kind of the pipeline to the players, right? Well, apparently over the last couple of years, according to what Sark was saying, that is being fractured a little bit because high school coaches are staying out of it because these high school players now have agents that are now dealing with the coaches. And Sark said, and I'm paraphrasing, I still need to talk with you. The player should still be coming to you for advice. Don't raise up your hands and say, I'm out of it now. And a whole lot of talent in Texas going somewhere else. And Sark even said, I want that kid staying in Texas, whether it's at UTSA, A&M, Texas Tech, Texas, wherever it is, keep that kid here.
You know, but I can understand the high school coaches saying, you know, they don't really know their role anymore. It's like, you know, once a kid is starting to negotiate with whatever school they're negotiating with, then, you know, I mean, I wouldn't really know what to do. And so I think that might be part of the problem. And until, you know, we get a handle on everything and figure out how things will work, I don't know. I'd like to talk to some high school coaches about that. And I know some around here would talk about it, not on the air necessarily, but in private, and just figure out, you know, what has changed as far as they go. Because you're right. I mean, these players are getting agents right away and trying to negotiate the best deal at whatever school they want to go to.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. But, you know, as Sark said, quote, you're still the ones raising your kids. You're still the ones, right, that they look for guidance. This idea right now of what's happening, in my opinion, is because the agents, they're going to shop your kids. We can't lose sight of trying to offer really good advice.
Well, I know there's a lot of high school football coaches that are still very much involved in some of these kids, but I'm sure some of them, and maybe even the better ones, I don't know. Is that a relationship once you figure it out and your family gets involved and they hire an agent and then the coach is kind of left out?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but kind of one of the layers of this that most of us don't think about.
That's true.
Because it used to start with how much is your high school coach helping you? I mean, I know for as many years as I've been doing high school football in San Antonio, and you hear from some parents that, yeah, my coaches the coach isn't doing us enough favors. What camp should we go to? Or, you know, this and that. And I just, most high school coaches I know really care about their players, and if they're not holding a player back, you know.
Right.
Sometimes dads think their kid's better than the kid is.
Yes. I've heard those stories. Every parent thinks their kid is the next Tom Brady. It's absolutely true.
I remember having a dad have me pin his kid was the backup quarterback. my kid's not the starter. He's better than the starter. My kid's so much better, but the coach doesn't like him. Then the starter got hurt, and I saw that kid play. No.
Starter was clearly better.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard to tell that to some dads.
Well, it is. And look, I get it. Parents, that's your kid. You think that he
was a hell of a pitcher, not a quarterback.
But, the coach, it's what he does for a living. So he kind of knows best. That's for sure. Interesting stories there with the amount of money that A&M spent. And I would assume they're going to do the same thing this year. And interesting, and I know we're running late, but with this whole revenue share, I read an article the other day that the under the table payments might kick back in.
Yeah.
With
go
all
back
that
to the old school ways.
Well, you know what?
We miss those days.
I do miss those days.
$100 handshakes.
At least you knew that it was under the table.
Get off my lawn.
And people weren't, negotiating big deals and screwing over coaches and transferring anytime they feel willy-nilly about it. Oh, sorry, did I go on and on?
Eric Dickerson online, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Aggies.
Did Reggie Bush get his Heisman back?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if he did.
I mean, it belongs to Vince Young anyway, so.
Exactly right. Hey, speaking of football, the Dallas Cowboys had their first practice session today. If you can call it a practice session. It's more of a glorified walkthrough, but that's all right. We're going to hear from the head coach of your Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, when we return here on the Blitz at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. Of course, they're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, a very special Hump Day edition. I don't know what else, but it should be special.
Well, something's bound to be special. We will talk some more football. Cowboys training camp going. We're inching closer to getting out there. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. And skip the regular line at the airport and pay for Speedy Security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For Speedy Security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
The College of Healthcare Professionals and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Things are getting a little crazy in Oxnard, and it's only day one. Oh, my goodness. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. That's James. We're all here and enjoying the show that the Cowboys always provide. And they're providing another one with one Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I'm curious if tomorrow, if this thing's really going to go to the dogs. I mean, we're going to be a Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit with the dogs tomorrow. You guys can join us 2 to 6 out there at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma. They're having an open house. There's going to be free food. Did I mention free food? Free tail wags as well from the dogs. Other.
That could be fun.
Leave that one alone.
Okay, good idea.
Pet-friendly vendors, whatever that means. It's written right there. Because this is, I'm a little surprised. 24 hours into camp, how quickly this seems to have turned on Jerry Jones with what you're hearing from Micah Parsons. Think about what Micah said a week ago. Right now, some people took that as he sounded a little frustrated, disgruntled. What was the word you used, Pledge, last week?
Perturbed.
Yeah.
Perturbed.
I don't even know what that means. But I didn't take it that way because he's kept saying, I know I'm going to get mine. That's just what Jerry does. Yesterday, Jerry Jones was typical Jerry in his press conferences, the way he opens. He was under contract, and You'd rather mention Netflix and Landman than, real stuff with the contract. Micah on the field about 10 minutes ago said this.
I mean, honestly, for me, it really don't matter. Like I said, I've been pretty consistent. If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. Like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm going to do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is the end, this is the end. There's same way that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the other Jerry Jones take care of their family, it's the same way I need to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of our own family at the end of the day.
I get what he's saying there. Take care of everything. He's making $25 million this year. I think that's a hell of a lot more than most people make. So I think you're going to be okay taking care of your family. I understand what he's saying, but the fact that he's saying they don't want me here, they don't want me here.
Well, one of the things that Joseph Hoyt from the Dallas Morning News tweeted out that I guess Micah also said is that Micah and his agent, David Mulligetta, have reached out to the Cowboys, specifically Adam Prasivka, the guy that does contracts. And there is no movement on talks. That does surprise me. Because that is Micah saying, we've reached out, there's nothing happening. Jerry doesn't talk to agents. Adam does. Steven does. And it generally starts with Adam because he's the salary cap guy. He's the math whiz. He's the one that you see out there wearing the pocket protector. That's how you know Adam. And if he's not taking your call, you wonder. But also, Micah retweeting that J.J. Watt tweet from yesterday. And then saying today, if you don't want me here. I do wonder, internally, have there been trade talks with other teams for Micah Parsons? And Micah Parsons now knows that. Because that is the first time he has used or sounded that way. Dude, if you don't want me here, I don't want to be here. Every other thing you've heard from that guy is I'm going to be here for life, Cowboy for life, all that kind of stuff. The other option that the Cowboys have is to trade Micah Parsons and see what they could get for him.
True.
And you're going to trade the guy before you sign him. Whoever trades for him would be willing to sign that contract anyway. But if you're going to trade a Micah Parsons, you do that before you commit all that money, and it's on your books. I wonder if there is something like that going on. What leads Micah, and let's hear it again, to use the phrase, if you don't want me here, you don't want me here.
I mean, honestly, for me, it really don't matter. Like I said, I've been pretty consistent. If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I go about my business. I understand the nature of the business.
I mean, that's the first time we've ever heard any kind of talk like that from Micah Parsons. A week ago is, I know I'm going to get mine. Now it's if they don't want me here.
Wow, it's interesting that it has turned that quickly. John Machota just tweeted out, he says there's really not much movement on the contract talks, as you mentioned. He says, I want to be here. At the end of the day, they sign the checks. Let's see if they want me to be here. And he says, I'm doing this for myself and my teammates. This isn't for Jerry.
That is in line with what Micah Parsons has been saying. Jerry, if you're going to commit that kind of money, there's expectation. Micah sees himself now as the leader of the defense. And as he said a week ago, I can't lead if I'm not there. I can't bond with the guys if I'm not there. So I believe him when he says, I'm here because of my guys and not because Jerry wants me. There's some half-truths in there because he also wants to get paid. He also doesn't want to get fined, right? He's got 3 kids. He just said that. And he is under contract. So he is fulfilling his obligations because he is under contract. Micah Parsons is doing everything the right way.
Well, he is. He's fulfilling his contract, and I respect that. He is under contract, and he's fulfilling that. He showed up to training camp. I mean, there are 2 guys, Trey Hendrickson, who's under contract, and Terry McLaurin, who's under contract, that didn't show up for training camp. So I have all the respect in the world for Micah Parsons. But this looks like it's turning ugly, and it's turning ugly quick. I mean, even with the CeeDee Lamb thing. Now, granted, CeeDee wasn't in camp, but it didn't seem to turn this ugly this quickly. But this is I mean, just from a couple of days ago to today, this thing has gone 360.
Yeah, and one of the other things, Micah is apparently also dealing with some back tightness. No plans on holding in. Ready to participate fully when my body lets me.
I have a feeling that tightness will last a while.
Quote, nothing can keep me from football, and if you think it can, you've never been around me. I like I said, Micah is saying all the right things. I think every Cowboy fan wants this to get done. And why Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones allow this to happen to their star players year after year after year is beyond me. If they are that far apart, you get Stephen saying it takes two. It sounds like Mike is ready. It sounds like Mulligetta is ready. Unless they're just really that far apart, which this should be easy. TJ Watt's now the floor, right? Get it done. It's not like you're guessing where is it going to be. We know where it is. It's more than what TJ Watt got, which last year would have been about 37. Now we're looking at 42.
Well, I mean, if you take Jerry at his word yesterday, I don't know. Are they looking 4 or 5 years down the road and trying to project? It is $42 million today, this year, yes. But what if Micah and Mulligetta are saying, well, next year it's going to be 45, and then after that it's going to be 47, and then after that it's going to be 52?
We need to call an agent and get them on. But the reality is, you look at the contract that T.J. Watt signed, you up the annual a little bit, and Jerry wants more years. It's going to cost you more money.
And the guarantee?
And the guarantee part. And I wonder if there's more of a holdup on the guarantees because he could go get hit by a car.
Well,
it's what Jerry said yesterday.
He did.
And Mulligetta seems to get more guaranteed money for his guys than everybody else.
Well,
there is something that is really holding this up on the Jones part. But from what we heard from Micah Parsons a week ago to what we are hearing today, that is a completely different attitude when it comes to the business side. The football side, I appreciate hearing him wanting to be out there, that he is there. Back tightness, if you buy that. But I do believe, Micah, I mean, we've seen him out there. I mean, if it's football. I mean, he couldn't help himself at OTAs. He was out there, even when everybody said he wasn't going to be. But you think about what Jerry said yesterday, the J.J. Watt tweet that Micah retweeted, and the tone that you're hearing from Micah Parsons today, if they don't want me here, really makes me wonder if he has heard they have taken or explored trade opportunities.
Well, either that or he's in the final year of his contract. And Jerry typically will get it done, but I mean.
But here's the thing. Technically, he is in the final year of his contract, but he's not. The Cowboys can tag him up to 3 times.
Well, that's true.
And so the Cowboys own his rights for the next 4 years. Now, nobody gets the 3rd tag because it's too damn expensive. But the Cowboys could let this play out and tag him next year, and they could tag him the year after that. So Jerry, when he says he's in no rush, is really in no rush because he does. That's the only leverage Jerry Jones has is I can tag you. You can't go anywhere. You're not going to be a free agent. And at the end of the day, when you look at the tag money, is it really that much more expensive than what contract and guaranteed money that you're going to give them? And that's how Jerry Jones is looking at it. Now, I haven't looked at what those tag numbers are projected to be, but if you go with Jerry's philosophy on Dak Prescott, he wanted 6 years. Dak wanted 4, tagged him twice,
he got 6 years.
and Jerry got his 6 years. And so in Jerry's mind, that's why Jerry thinks he won that initial Dak Prescott negotiation.
Well, maybe the initial one. I don't see how he won the second one. There's Dak got everything he wanted.
He did.
And so I don't know. But this is turning ugly, and it's going to be an issue. I tell you what, day by day, and I wonder if Jerry's going to hide or if he's going to make an appearance in answer to these claims or what's going to happen. But, again, Micah Parsons, if he's feeling disrespected, I get that by the Dallas Cowboys, but he is under contract. And he needs to show up and he needs to play.
Yeah, and again, Micah, even though he sounds discouraged, was asked if he is discouraged.
Honestly, yeah, when you go around the league and you see these other teams taking care of their best guys, I see TJ got taken care of, Max got taken care of, Miles got taken care of, and you got 2 years left on his deal, so it's hard to, you see a lot of people around the league getting taken care of. You just, wish you had something like, that same type of energy,
You know what's interesting too is that Micah was standing there with Trayvon Diggs, and what you got to worry about now is what's being talked amongst the players. What are they talking about? Because obviously Trayvon, Jerry called him out yesterday as well. So I just wonder if there's a lot of talk amongst the players.
Well, and they take it personally.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's hard not to take it personally when you know how there's a chain of events of something consistently happening over the course of years when you kind of see it before through other players and things. So you don't take you don't take it personally when you're like, all right, it's not like I'm getting treated differently than anyone else, So I don't take it personally. I just don't understand.
Well,
that's taking it personal.
He's taking
and
it
I don't understand
obviously.
either.
He's taking it personally, or he wouldn't have come out and said all of this. Because, look, he walked up to the microphones. This wasn't on the podium.
Yep.
So he sought out the television cameras and the microphones, and he wanted to say what he wanted to say. And he did that. And this is a conversation that's just breaking, and it's going to be interesting to see where the next steps go. That is for sure, and we're here for it all.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I love covering the Dallas Cowboys. Stick around. It's going to get good. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are always tired, you're lacking energy, can't get off the couch, not able to focus, they could all be symptoms of low T, not really living, because low T affects all aspects of your life, your relationships, your job. You got kids, you don't want them to see you that way, and it doesn't have to be that way. Picture this. Get your life back with testosterone therapy from Synergenics and Low T Center. And right now the test is free, but time is running out to take advantage of the free test offer. Never been a better time to find out your T levels. Go to Synergenics or Low T Center and take the test. They have an on-site lab, so it's fast. Your results are available in about 15 minutes. Get in, get tested. Most major insurances accept it, so treatment costs are minimal. Taking control of your health is now easier than ever. So what are you waiting for? Synergenics and Low T Center give you the power to take control of your health. Their custom-dosed TRT, you get the freedom to choose between their white glove in-center care or medically monitored treatment with testosterone delivered to your home. If you're already a patient, tell your friends to get started on TRT, and you'll receive a $250 credit. That credit applies for any man or woman who start hormone treatment. Go take the test. It is simple and the first step in taking back your life. Imagine how good you're going to feel and how much happier those around you are going to be with the best version of yourself showing up. The free test offer ends July 31st. So book that appointment now. Go to fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
1, 2, 3, come on!
San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass on my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the softener used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in, and don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Ray Fail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Ray Fail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys started training camp today, at least the practice portion of it, and already some drama. Defensive end Micah Parsons says he is surprised he hasn't gotten a deal done yet. And if the Cowboys don't want him there, well, they don't want him there. Houston Texans reported to camp today, and they will have their whole draft class in tow. They agreed to terms with second-round offensive tackle Arante Ursary on a 4-year contract, $9.2 million.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, it is a crazy Tuesday, and why is that? Because the Dallas Cowboys are at training camp. That's why, and we are happy to be here to hear all of it. Hope you are as well. Thanks for spending some time with us on this Tuesday afternoon here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We are all here, and I wouldn't say enjoying the drama. Maybe we are. It's our job.
We're enjoying the drama. It is definitely, enjoyable. It's drama. It's the Dallas Cowboys, and that's what you get. Look, today's the first practice.
Exactly.
They're in shorts. There's no contact. At Redbirds Junkie tweets in, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. My son just sent this to me on Instagram. Looks like our QB1 is in rare form. And it's a video of Dak throwing an interception. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yes. Here we go.
Well, he did throw an interception. It's video proof right there.
There is.
I bet the wide receiver ran the wrong route. I'm sure that's what happened.
Actually, looking at the video, I don't know what the hell happened with Dak on that. It was almost like he pump faked and the ball left his hand.
Yeah,
there was nothing on that pass.
Nothing at all. And you wonder because, look, there was a report today that Dak is going to be limited in training camp. And it's understandable coming off the injury, and I know he says he's healthy and he's ready to go, but it just makes sense that they're going to take it easy on him. He doesn't need a lot of reps in camp. But still, you got to wonder, that didn't look good. It didn't look like he was moving well in that particular video.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what to make of this, right? He throws an interception. But I will say, and we've seen this enough over our time at training camp, because the defense is practicing too, that there are times where the offense runs plays to where the defense can make a big play. They will throw it at a guy just to see if he can actually catch it and intercept it. We've seen that. Now, generally when you're out there, it's the defensive interception drill, and everybody knows that's happening. You don't know which one or when it's coming, but when the defensive guy isn't looking and the ball's on the back of his head, can he turn and spot the ball and make the catch?
I hope that's what they were doing, because that was a horrible throw.
That was a horrible throw. That's not what they were doing here. But there's also, you throw it to a spot. Who knows? That was bad, but here we go. And again, you're going to get that. It looked a midseason form on that one. I saw some video earlier, too, of Joe Milton throwing a dime.
Yeah.
Milton Domingo.
Wow, that's got a ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Milton Domingo.
We'll hear that in preseason a lot.
Yes, we will, because Joe Milton will get a lot of opportunities, as will Jonathan Mingo, for sure. Hey, what we didn't mention or haven't mentioned yet is Trayvon Diggs was doing an interview alongside Micah Parsons. He says he didn't expect to get docked $500K. He said it kind of hurt his feelings. But it's okay. He can make it back in incentives, he says.
Well, and that's true. If he did not know about that language in his contract, that's on him and his agent. His agent, fully aware, I would imagine, that he is going to train in Miami. His agent, who lost a percentage of $500,000.
He did.
Should have said, dude, you need to be in Dallas. This is in your contract. And then there's an argument. Oh, why would you let that be in there? I want to go to for him to actually say he did not know, that's on his agent, not the Dallas Cowboys.
I totally agree with that. And but look, at the same sentence, Trayvon said, I just felt more comfortable training with my own people. And so I have a feeling he's just saying that I can't imagine that he didn't know he was going to get fined. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. Do you know everything in your contract? It is kind of
maybe not. I don't know.
But
I haven't been docked yet.
He's got. You're not going to miss 50 cents. If you look at I don't know. I can get where a player doesn't know, but that's on the agent. To me, that is squarely on the agent.
I totally agree. And that's why I have to believe that Diggs knew it. And he's just trying to play the victim here in camp.
No.
Nobody believes that.
It might be one of those, I can't believe they really actually docked me money.
Maybe that's it. Because they didn't have to. Right? I mean, Jerry didn't have to. They could have said, well, all right, we're not going to do it. We'll take that back. But they did. And they were a little salty about it yesterday, both he and Steven.
They were. Now, I don't know. There are certain things, according to the CBA, that they can dock or decide not to dock. And other things that they have no control over because of the CBA and the contract. I don't know if practice time is one of those things that they could overlook and say, don't worry about that $500,000. There are certain incentives, if you are close to it, that they can go ahead and just pay you. But on things that are docked, and I don't know the answer to that, I don't know if the Cowboys actually had an option to not dock him that money.
Well, perhaps not. But then again, if that's the case, if I didn't know, if I'm Trayvon Diggs, then my agent's fired. I can find another agent because that's something I should probably know, especially, and I just have to believe he did.
I agree. And again, I don't know about firing the agent, but good conversation because the agent likely knew that he was going to be in Miami. The agent likely helped set things up in Miami. And the agent had to know. Now, it might have been one of those things that, because he signed a couple of years ago, the agent forgot. But that's not the kind of thing that you expect your agent to forget.
You wouldn't think so. I would hope not.
I mean, and again, $20 million, you're missing $500,000. That's like $50 out of your paycheck.
Well, Claymore on our YouTube page says, no accountability. He was busy smashing Cardi B.
Well, there's that. I mean.
Maybe she loaned him $500,000. Who knows? She's got plenty of money.
Now, was it Trayvon with Cardi B or his brother? I thought it was the brother. Yeah, it was the brother.
Oh, it was Stefan. Okay,
yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Hey.
Come on, Claymore, get your facts straight.
Well, they're brothers.
Oh, well, I mean.
Maybe they share.
No.
I don't know.
Oh,
who knows?
Good Lord.
Same time?
Perhaps. I don't know what people do behind closed doors. And that's
they were on video on a boat.
Well, he wasn't smashing her on the boat.
Well.
Maybe
that
under
we
deck.
have video of.
Maybe below deck there. He might have been doing
below deck?
Well, that was a yacht. I'm sure there was I'm sure there was a bedroom down below.
Well, what's the fun there if you're on a boat in Miami? You just put the cameras away.
Well, I mean, if you're down below and the boat's going to be rocking anyway, so it doesn't matter what you're doing down there.
Look, good point. There's that's kind of going all over. A friend of mine sent me video of in a bank lobby in kind of a frosted window, and there were people going to town on the other side of the glass, not realizing people could watch.
Holy cow! At a bank?
At a bank.
I don't know. I don't walk into a bank and say, "Hey, baby."
I'm just
the atmosphere around here is.
I see
prime.
that video and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, you must have had one hell of an account.
Well, yeah, or they won the lottery or something. And if that happened and they're making a deposit, might make a deposit too.
Somebody made a deposit.
Somebody did in more ways than one.
Absolute glory hole
in a bank. Dude, that's
not even in a vault in like one of the offices. Imagine you're standing in line waiting to see the teller and you realize what's going on the other side of that glass. I'll show you the video in the break.
I got to see that, man. I want to see that. Holy cow.
Of course you do.
Was that in town?
No.
Not in town.
No, I don't think so.
It's probably in Florida.
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, drama in the bank. Drama in Oxnard, California. A lot more coming out with this whole thing. Jane Slater.
It was Johnson City, Tennessee.
Oh. Oh, funny. Jane Slater.
That friend is texting, hearing about this right now. Yeah. Johnson City, Tennessee. Yes, Johnson City. I'm glad
City.
Pledge got that. It went right over Ryan Eagle's head.
A lot of things do that. Right over there. Dude, this is getting fun.
What?
This whole thing. Jane Slater saying she was talking to Parsons, and she's got a whole interview coming up, and oh my goodness, this is good stuff. They're not holding back. Cowboys Training Camp is underway. We know this because there's drama on the horizon. That's right.
We'll be there Saturday.
I can't wait now.
Yes.
Can we go now?
I mean,
holy cow.
Can't check into our beach house until Saturday.
You have to sleep on the beach. It's a little too cold for that. I can wait till Saturday.
There you go.
I don't see this ending anytime soon. We're continuing to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and some other items happening around the NFL as training camps all right now are underway. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. School is about to get started. If your club, your organization needs your logo on T-shirts, any kind of shirts, caps, bags, you name it, go see Sam. In fact, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. He's got all the popular cap brands like Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps in stock. Sam has all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, Under Armour, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Greatness is here. All 830 of our famous footwear stores now carry Jordan brand. So it's easy to score Jordan brand footwear and accessories, from hats to backpacks to socks, for the full family at a store near you. Famous Footwear's in-store fit experts will help you find the perfect style and the perfect fit. Because every day is a chance to make it famous. Come in and shop Jordan brand footwear and accessories at your local Famous Footwear store today.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Okay, I've officially seen the video, and you don't know what we're talking about. A couple got a little frisky in a bank. They thought they couldn't be seen, apparently, with the frosted glass. But what was most disturbing? What was most disturbing about that video was the guy taking the video is like.
There was some heavy breathing while he was watching that
this
video.
Guy, he was getting excited as hell watching these two go at it. Wow. Now I wonder if they got an applaud when they came out and.
Oh, that was creepy.
I like that you're here.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Oh, we're getting Bucky involved too, huh?
Going to town in a bank.
The comments on our YouTube channel over this are pretty hilarious.
Yes, they are. Did they get approved for the loan? Apparently they did. I mean, why else would you be that happy? I don't know. Is it like, honey, I've always wanted to do it in a bank. Nobody can see us. The glass is all frosty.
I mean,
oh, man.
Can you imagine the marketing for that bank and the deposits they're willing to take?
Well, yeah.
The interest that you could earn.
And the perks. The perks. Most banks hand out toasters.
We have no idea if that guy's going to get burned either way.
Yeah, either way.
It is Tennessee.
Goodness gracious.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Josh Jimenez did the deposit go through. I have no idea.
Didn't see the finished product.
No.
I didn't get a receipt.
No. I don't know if it's sticky money or not.
The dude was trying hard.
Oh, he was. I mean, he was succeeding.
Yes.
Definitely succeeding.
Wow. Okay.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Apparently it was.
Whole new meaning too.
Buy into us.
Yep.
The guy filming this thing was creepy as hell. I mean, he was breathing heavy, this guy. Yes.
I mean, there are people that are heavy mouth breathers.
Yes.
You know.
Was it from Shannon Sharp?
It wasn't that bad. But honestly, I mean, because the video is damn near a minute long.
The things Joe could do in a minute.
The bank lobby.
I mean, this guy was still going when the video ended, but it took him a while to get going. I mean, it starts where you could see that there's touching, and then all of a sudden
she turns around
and
up comes the skirt.
But the guy videoing it the whole time, and again, I mean, clearly the people in the office think that the door is closed. Nobody can see what's going on.
Well, I don't remember. Can you see out if you're in a frosted glass room?
I mean, you can see.
You can see images, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like what you could see in that video.
It looked like the old when cable first came out. Remember that?
Well,
the old porn channel.
We they're squiggly, and then but there's that split second of clearness where you can see a boob, and you don't get that in frosted glass.
Well, but you could hear everything.
Yes.
I mean, the words in the oohs and ahs were perfectly clear.
Oohs and ahs, huh?
Yeah, well, all those words that and noises you make. Interesting. Tennessee.
Yep.
I hope there's a follow-up to that story. There's got to be, right? Got to be a follow-up to that.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I want to know what happened. That's a reality TV show.
I think you know what happened.
Instead of Love is Blind, it's like Love is Behind the Frosted Glass or something. I mean, we could come up with a game show here.
I think what's the word I'm looking for? I think you know how it ended.
Well, so my question is,
what's your question? We don't know if there was Coldplay on the radio.
If there's a loan officer that they're obviously waiting for somebody, right? Somebody that probably stepped out and said, "Okay, I got to go get this approval or the paperwork."
So you think
whatever.
That was a couple that was just in there? See, I was thinking that was a bank employee.
Well, I mean,
super servicing a customer.
Wow, what bank is that? Boy, they get a lot of business. With every deposit, you get one.
Whoa.
Dude, I don't know. The drama has started in Dallas, obviously, but there's a lot of other. And again, credit Micah Parsons, even though he's very frustrated. He made that clear today. We'll hear from him coming up in a moment. But look, Trey Hendrickson, Cincinnati Bengals, he's looking for an extension too. He is not in Cincinnati, as they reported today. Terry McLaurin with the Washington Commanders, he's looking for an extension. He's not at camp today. So Micah did show up. I have a lot of respect for him for showing up to training camp because it would have been very easy for him to say, no, I'm not doing it.
And quite honestly, if I were advising Micah Parsons, I would not have him in Oxnard right now. If I'm David Mulligetta, I don't want him in Oxnard. And part of the reason is what we saw today. Hearing Micah today, the idea of what Micah and what he had to say today, you wonder how well that will go over with the Joneses, right? It feels like, kind of like what we saw in that video at the bank, this should all be behind closed doors and curtains, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we shouldn't know what we know about what's going on. Jerry said what he said yesterday. I don't know that Micah helped things today with what he had to say, right? Because now it feels like it's about to get dirty and nasty. And you just, is that good, right? Micah's feelings and what he said today is so different than what he said a week ago that he is angry. He's lashing out. And you know when you're lashing out, you say things you don't mean. And sometimes can you say something that you can't walk back? And that's today. And again, we saw Micah. He walked over to the media. He was not scheduled to speak today.
No, he wasn't.
So he wanted to say something. When he wants to say something again, he can do that, or he can jump on his podcast. And that makes it more difficult for David Mulligetta. Because, again, the only leverage the Cowboys have in this situation is they don't have to do this. They don't have to give him an extension.
Which is a lot of leverage.
Yeah, Jerry has said a bunch of times, and Jerry believes, you're under contract, get here and go to work. And I can tag you next year, and I can tag you the year after that. So at some point, the Parsons camp has to give in to some of what Jerry is trying to negotiate right now, and whether it's Jerry or Steven or the contract guy. But at some point, there has to be negotiation. Mulligetta is not in position to just go demand everything that he wants and not give on any of it. Dak at one point seemed to have all that leverage because Jerry let it get to that point, and it felt like Dak got everything that he wanted, and then some. Parsons really isn't in that position right now. He's going to be the highest paid. He's going to get that generational money. But whatever Mulligetta is, whatever the sticking points are right now, there does have to be some give, I would think, on the Mulligetta part. Because we all know when Jerry does get pissed, Jerry is the one still signing the checks.
Well, that's right, but I think we got an insight into how Jerry feels.
Yeah.
You're under contract. So, you extend a guy with a year left on a contract, you're not getting the full benefit of that contract. Now, I know that's the way it works these days in the NFL, but, I mean, Jerry's got a point there, and whether that's, realistic or not is another question. But, I mean, Jerry feels like Micah's under contract. He's got a year left on his contract. And so, why are players coming with a year left wanting to get it extended and get paid? And so I think you heard it. And whether you agree with that or not is another thing. You don't have to agree with that, but I think in Jerry's mind, he's a businessman. He signs a contract. He fulfills that contract before signing another one. And I think that's where Jerry feels or what he is thinking right now. And whether right or wrong, I think that's how he feels.
Well, it is how it feels, and that might have been how things were done in 1989 when he first got into the league, but we all know that's not the reality in today's NFL. And it's not like Zeke tried to do his deal 2 years early.
Mm-hmm.
I understand Jerry saying no, right? But Micah's going to the table to get his extension when he is eligible. The reason it's in the CBA is you can redo your deals at this point when you're eligible is because you don't want your guy to become a free agent. That's just the way it works, and Jerry knows it. And Jerry, with all his star players, and Micah did bring that up today, I'm not getting treated differently than CD or Dak or any other star players. He just doesn't understand why Jerry does that to his star players. Now, you can give the examples of, T.J. Watt got taken care of. Yeah, but look, I mean, T.J. didn't get taken care of early.
No.
I mean, he was going to hold out of camp, but they ultimately got a deal done. TJ wanted 4 years, got 3, or wanted 5 years.
Yes.
And 4 of them guaranteed, but he signed for 3. There was a lot of give on the part of TJ Watt to get that deal done. Trey Hendrickson is in Florida right now. Cincinnati's not taking care of their guy. McLaurin is not at camp with Washington. So, again, we get holdouts every year. It just seems like every year it's a star player with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that's the 3rd year in a row that it has been.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And this one looks uglier than any of the rest. Dak was in camp, went through all the stuff before he got it. What did he get signed before the first game? That one lasted, if I'm not mistaken. And then, CD, about 2 weeks into training camp, he finally got his deal done. How long it will take with Micah remains to be seen.
And that's the part that just pisses me off as a Cowboy fan. Every year, it seems like there is a story like this. And every year, Jerry ultimately caves and pays the guy.
Yep.
Right. Every year.
And he probably will now. My question is, if this continues, does Micah leave? Does Micah leave camp? I mean, that's a possibility.
It is, although Micah loves football, wants to be there, and he did say, I'm under contract. He's got to fulfill his contractual obligations. But if it gets nasty, I could see him saying, all right, I'm out. But it's going to cost him $50,000 a day.
$50,000 a day.
And the Cowboys can't waive that. So, but you just wonder how ugly it can get. And again, when Jerry's going to. Claymore's asking on YouTube, when was the last time Jerry didn't pay somebody? That's a great question. When was the last time there was a disgruntled player wanted to hold out that ultimately Jerry didn't cave and pay?
Well, he caves, and we put it that way, but I think Jerry wants everybody to know he's still in charge, and he's going to do it when he wants to.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of what's going on here. It was a big part of what happened with Dak and CD, and we'll go Tyler Smith next or whomever's next. And I just think that, all of that stuff has got to play itself out. And Jerry's going to do it when he wants to do it and not before. And people can bitch and moan and whatever else, and it doesn't matter.
And again, we'll all go back to, well, Jerry's in the news.
He is.
And that's what Jerry wants.
And every ESPN's been all over ESPN today.
Yep.
And it will be tonight. Tomorrow, same thing, and all of that stuff. So it's interesting. Micah did talk today. So did Trayvon Diggs. And Trayvon's feelings are hurt. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Poor guy. His feelings are hurt. We're going to talk about it. Before we do, though, on our YouTube page, LRon72 says, "Damn it, Ryan Eagle, stop touching the mic. I'm doing this just for you." LRon72.
You know that's going to be a GIF. Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. Here it is, Ron. Right there, buddy.
Ryan Eagle, watching bank videos. There's the GIF.
There it is. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness. If you're having issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, a very special Hump Day edition. I don't know what else, but it should be special.
Well, something's bound to be special. We will talk some more football. Cowboys training camp going. We're inching closer to getting out there. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you ready for the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels Monster Trucks fly, crash, and smash. Thanks to Good to Grow, kids' ticket prices half off. Coming July 26th and 27th to Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jason, we're going to be with the Dogs tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
At the Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit. We'll be broadcasting live out there in Selma from 2 to 6. Open house, guided tours of the facility. That's kind of cool. Local food truck, treats, free food for you and your pup.
Nice.
Plus giveaways.
Cool.
We're going to be doing all of that. Pet-friendly vendors, giveaways, and more. It's tomorrow, 2 to 6 at Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit. It's right there off I-35 in Selma.
Going to be a good time out there tomorrow. And speaking of dogs, it feels like Trayvon Diggs is in the Jerry Jones doghouse based on some of the comments that we heard yesterday. Diggs was talking today and reacted to some of Jerry's comments from yesterday.
I feel like, me, I'm not even a vocal leader. Like, I'm not going to be screaming at guys. I'm not going to be yelling at guys. How I'm a leader is what I do on the field, how I perform on the field, the things that I do in practice hard, working hard. So that's how I lead in my way. I'm going to lead in my way. I'm continuing to lead in my way. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change and start talking and being a vocal guy. Like, that's just not me. That's not who I am. But I will lead in different ways, and I feel like I do that. I feel like, the things I do on the field, the things I do in practice shows enough.
Yeah, but you know what, Trayvon? Jerry thinks his leaders need to actually be in the building.
Yes.
You don't have to be a yeller and a screamer. It's hard to lead by example when you're on a beach working out in Miami.
With Cardi B.
Yes. But again, Jerry wants guys that are the highest paid to be there, to be leaders. I don't think that he was talking about Trayvon needs to become vocal. I think it's about he needs to be present. And then Trayvon had the balls to say he didn't know he was going to get a pay cut for not working out at the Cowboys facility.
No, I didn't expect that. That kind of hurt my feelings. But it's okay. Hopefully I make it back in his senses.
Oh, it hurt his feelings.
They really did, Doc.
Let's see. This is not a fantasy land, is it? It's a business.
I'm glad that $500,000 hurt.
Good gosh.
And yeah, you might be able to make that up in incentives, but you're still $500,000 short because those incentives were there, whether you made that $500 or not.
You got to be on the field, though, to earn those incentives.
Cut one.
Nobody wants to get injured. It just happened to be unfortunate. I've, had injuries. My first 3 years, I did everything I was supposed to do to get paid. So I feel like that's why I got paid, because of the things that I did on the field my first 3 years. No one's thinking about, he's going to get hurt next year, let's not pay him. No, that's not how things work. You get paid for the stuff that you do on the field. You perform your performance, and then that's how you get paid. And I feel like, it's unfortunate I had 2 back-to-back injuries, but I'm in a great space. I'm positive. I know when I get on the field what I'm going to do, so I'm not really worried about that. It's just all about getting back on the field, staying healthy, and once I'm healthy, I'm going to perform.
Still happy here?
Yeah, I'm still happy here. I got great teammates, my friends, my brothers. They come, we check on each other, we talk, we tight. It's a tight group, so I'm very happy here.
And all that's great. And look, you can't blame the guy for injuries. Injuries happen, and that's the way that it goes. But again, you've got to see it from Jerry's point of view, too. You pay the guy a hell of a lot of money. He gets injured. It's unfortunate for everybody, but it's a fact of life. And if you are injury prone and Jerry feels that way, then as soon as they can cut you loose, they're going to cut you loose.
Well, you get paid for what you've done, but also on what they expect you to do. And you can't control injuries, but you can't control where you rehab. And, yeah, you might be more comfortable in Miami, but you don't have a work-from-home kind of job. You don't get to decide remotely without there being a penalty, and it was a $500,000 penalty. And Diggs is right. I mean, I don't know. The one thing that we haven't really heard is a definitive timeline for when he is expected back. There was a story from the spring where Diggs was hoping to be ready for the opener, although that's unrealistic. If he's available in September, that's good for the Cowboys. If it's mid to late October, maybe not. But the fact that he is able to work on the field doing stuff, I think is a good sign.
Sure it
right?
is. I read today where he doesn't know yet what the timeline is or when he expects to be back. So he doesn't know yet, and I'm sure we'll get updates on that as we move forward.
And I find that, I don't know, weird, because with injuries, generally there's a timeline, right? We know, okay, this is a projected time frame. And with Trayvon, they've been very careful not to put a time on it, right? Mm-hmm. And anybody, we'll see. At some point, you kind of have an idea. But is it because it's the second major injury in a row? How much of it is mental? How much of it is physical? And those are 2 very real parts of what he has to deal with. But if he's able to get back on the field sooner rather than later, and I don't know what that means. Is that September? Is that October? And he plays at a high level, then everybody's going to forget about the injuries the last couple of years. And we've seen that with other players. I mean, there have been players that have dealt with injury after injury, and then they're finally out there and healthy. And, man, you go, that's what we've been missing. And then you forget about when they were out, because ultimately last year doesn't matter anymore. Year before that doesn't matter anymore. But what does matter is, can he still contribute to the team, especially at the level in which he's getting paid?
Well, and they need him. I mean, that's, to me, a weakness with the Dallas Cowboys is their defensive backfield. So, yeah, they need him to be out there. They need him to play at a high level. But who knows? I mean, he started in training camp on the PUP list, as DeMarvion Overshown as well, Josh Butler as well. But and help me with this, because I'm not sure the rules exactly, and I should know this. You come off the PUP list, you still have to wait another couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. There's a time period before you can actually – you got to come off the PUP list, and then there's a period of time before you can actually play.
Well, the PUP list and the injury list, because if you go on IR, you have to be gone for a certain amount of time, which I think is 4 weeks. The PUP list and training camp, I'm not – I mean, there's so many different rules, and they constantly change. I don't know. I think he can start on the PUP, and that allows them to bring in extra bodies because you can only have so many. But if he's on the PUP, as soon as he's off, somebody else is going to lose their job. If he's on injured reserve, he's got to miss 4 games. That's what happens during the season. If you go on the injured list, how many games? You're automatically going to miss 4. If you think you're back in 2, you don't go on the list. But that means they can't fill that roster spot.
Yeah, that's it. They're active immediately as long as they're medically cleared. And then, yes, if you're coming off of it, you've got to go on the roster. Somebody's got to go off.
But again, I don't understand why they can't and won't give some sort of projected timeline, right? And again, I know I'm talking about the Cowboys front office. They didn't address the offseason as if they thought he was going to miss significant time. Trayvon Diggs is still very much in the plans for this Dallas Cowboys season. Missing a couple of weeks, we can get by. But if he was going to miss half the season, a quarter of the season, you would have think they would have done more to bring in more depth at that position. Now, granted, with his injury history, you might say they should have done that anyway. But their actions say that he is very much a part of their plans for this season, and they expect him to play at a high level based on the info they have from the doctors. I mean, we've seen it before where, you got a guy hurt, and all of a sudden, his replacement is already on the roster because they don't know if he's going to be able to be a contributor.
With Trayvon Diggs, who knows? And again, I'm not blaming him for the injuries. He's just had a run of bad luck and 2 major injuries. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to recover from and come back like you were. And really, when you look at it, did Trayvon have one good year?
He's had a couple.
I just remember the one where he was intercepting everybody, and then he forgot how to tackle. And after that, I don't remember anything special other than that first year. That's all I remember with Trayvon Diggs. So, I don't know. Overrated?
No.
My mind? Overpaid, certainly.
Well, in your mind, yes.
Yes.
Partly because he has a star in his helmet.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
It has everything to do with it.
It has nothing to do with it. He's overrated. I mean, look, if you're counting on Trayvon Diggs, I think you're in trouble.
Well, I mean, see, I disagree with that. Trayvon Diggs, when he's playing at a high level and healthy, well, and again, the last 2 years he hasn't been there. But his first couple years in the league, he was a interception machine, a ball hawk. But when you play that way, you're going to get burned. And he's always looking for the interception, and sometimes a knockdown or just let the dude catch it and make the tackle and not score. But the one that gets me was that San Francisco game in the playoffs where Trayvon Diggs could have put a shoulder into George Kittle, and George Kittle wouldn't have been able to bobble a ball all the way down the field and then catch it, and then they score, and, the Cowboys lose the game. He made a business decision. If he separates Kittle from that football, who knows what happens in that playoff game. But he's not one that's going to stick his head in there and make a big-time tackle.
Which is a problem, don't you think? I mean, that's a problem. If a defensive back is afraid to tackle somebody, that's a problem.
Well, it is. I mean, it is called tackle football.
Yes.
But you also understand that's part of his game. And you take the go. Deion Sanders used to make business decisions that way. But Deion Sanders
is a hell of a lot better than Trayvon Diggs.
Look, I mean, he would take away half the field. But with Trayvon Diggs out there, and you talk about his value, and yeah, you could look at him getting burned here and there because he's going for an interception. But you know what? Trayvon Diggs doesn't require help. You don't have to have Trayvon Diggs and a safety over the top to double cover anybody. He is going to single cover you. He is that talented, and that allows you to cover other guys or use that extra body on a blitz. So you talk about his value, and sure, you could talk about he doesn't want to make a hit, or he will get burned trying to make an interception as opposed to, just knocking one down. But you also don't have to have another body over there helping him cover somebody.
So 2 out of 3 that he doesn't do well, I guess we'll just live with that. So he doesn't tackle, and he gets burned sometimes because he goes for the interception. But you don't need anybody helping him. Maybe you should have somebody helping him then.
Well, he's the good cover corner. I mean, look, I mean, there are 85% of the people listening right now that are agreeing with what I'm saying because there's not a bias in the evaluation of Diggs. He is one of the best corners in the league, or was before he got hurt. He was. You
look at my frustration. Just listen to the owner of the team. I promise you, if Diggs doesn't do something spectacular this year, he's gone. He's out.
And they can get out of his deal after this year.
Yes.
And I don't disagree with that either. But that's why I'm saying, and started this with, if he can get back early enough and play close to what he was before, everybody, including Jerry, is going to forget about the 2 years he was hurt, because he will remind you of just how damn good of a player he is.
Well, I want to see it, because I only remember one good year in his whole career, so we'll see what happens.
I'm surprised you're giving him credit for that.
What do you have, 7 interceptions or something crazy like that first year? So 11 interceptions. Okay, well, there you go. So I remember that year. I just can't really remember anything else about Trayvon Diggs.
It's short-term memory.
That's it. Well, it was a long time ago since we saw him on the field, so that's a long time ago.
Funny thing is, you remember that year. That was the worst of his 2 years, I think. His second year after that, he didn't get burned as much. He didn't have as many interceptions, but he was far better of a corner cover that year.
Because Dan Quinn told him, quit going for the interception and just knock the ball down and play better coverage. But again, in Pledge, you break the tie here. Do you want your corner to be a great cover guy that doesn't need help?
Yeah. I've got a good one. I'm good.
Yeah. Do you want him to tackle somebody or no?
I would like it.
Okay, but you'd be okay if he didn't. If he just lets George Kittle run free, that's fine with you?
Look, there are a bunch of corners that can see a George Kittle coming at him.
We're talking about Trayvon Diggs. Okay.
How many corners you think going to make a business decision against Derrick Henry?
No.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if it's going to cost you a playoff game, you should make a tackle. That's not a good business decision.
Nobody disagrees with that. Nobody disagrees with that. But you know what you're getting with each and every player. You know, you've got your tight ends that are not good blockers but great pass catchers, yet they're still out there on the field, right?
Who are we talking about?
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz? I don't know where Dalton Schultz is. Where is he?
He's still in Houston.
He is?
MIA.
Okay.
Witness protection.
This is why I love Cowboy season, because, you get nice debates like this about talent and no talent.
Again, there's talent there. There's a lot of talent there. And you could actually probably, Joe, pull up on YouTube a highlight reel of Trayvon Diggs making tackles.
Really?
Because he's even joked about it when he has made tackles, because he wants all the credit for actually sticking his head in there and doing that. I think he heard the noise after the George Kittle incident and was a lot more aggressive.
I will look that up. But if I'm the Cowboys, I might want to think about
now, we know damn well you're not going to look that up, so somebody tweet.
No, I will look it up.
Somebody tweet some good.
Time. I got time.
Yeah, sure you do. Somebody tweet some highlights to @JoeReinagel210.
If I'm Jerry Jones, and I think we already saw this today, or in the draft, you start looking for Trayvon Diggs' replacement. He's not long for the Dallas Cowboys. Just my prediction, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go play for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I love Cowboys talk, and we got more of it coming up when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
While we're talking a lot of football today as training camp opens, you go home tonight and you're going to watch baseball, and you want to make those games a little more exciting. Play the Pick'em game from Underdog. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps out there where you can make all your sports picks, and, of course, you can play in Texas. Over 100,000 five-star reviews. They have millions of players. Why? Because it's fun. It's fun winning money. And all you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, that sort of thing. You can play for as little as $1 and win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app. Use my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
How is your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
April Ansira here from the Ansira Auto Group. Every year, the Texas Yes Project provides thousands of students across the state with free school supplies. And now you can help by entering the Drive Away for Education raffle, proudly sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. One lucky winner will drive away in a brand new car, truck, or SUV, and countless young Texans will move forward with stronger futures. And we'll be giving away a gas card and shopping spree, plus other weekly prizes. Buy your raffle ticket today at TexasYesProject.org.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Good news for a local athlete. Josh Young returned to the big club from the minor leagues last night, and he hit a home run. Texas got the win 7-2 in their series opener with the Oakland A's. They continue that series tonight. You can catch it all right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6:30. The Astros took their series opener against the D-backs 6-3, and they continue that series tonight from Arizona.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon, actually 5:04 on this Tuesday afternoon. So happy you're spending a part of your day with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here, as is James Pledger. And I'm looking at Trayvon Diggs' highlights.
Are you having a good time? You keep laughing over there.
Well, I saw one tackle that I laughed at. And that's the only tackle I've seen. Now, granted, maybe I'm missing all the tackles, and I should have looked that up personally, but it was just 10 minutes of highlights from Trayvon Diggs.
So you got 10 minutes of interceptions and a tackle. Sounds like pretty good highlight reel for a defensive back to me.
I guess so. Not all of them are interceptions. Some he doesn't hang on to, but he breaks them up, and that's fine.
PBU, right?
Sure.
I mean,
the one tackle was funny as hell. Hey, the guy's coming at him. He jumps on his head and brings him down.
Did he get down?
He did.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's Google real quick career tackles for Trayvon Diggs. I'm just curious. I mean, because Ryan Nagel can be about this, but he is what he is, and there's a lot of defensive backs in the NFL that quote unquote make business decisions. You get hard hitting safeties and you get corners, right? I mean,
sure.
That's kind of what it boils down to.
Sure.
You want career tackles, solo tackles, total tackles, assisted tackles?
Sure.
They break them down.
All right.
So he's got 215 total tackles.
Okay.
Over his career. 181 of those solo tackles. 34 assisted.
All right. And again, when you're in one-on-one coverage, solo tackle is going to be what it is most of the time.
Because that's all it is, right? So he's got to over somebody's back or grab the top of their head. I'm just saying, when a guy like coming right at you, though, he's kind of probably going to ole that.
Yeah. I mean, look, and again, I get it. Yeah, I mean, there is a reason the term "he made a business decision" entered the football vocabulary. Trayvon Diggs isn't the first to have that applied to him, and he certainly is not going to be the last. But to think for 1 second that he's not one of the better defensive backs in the NFL is kind of comical. Now, the last 2 years, no, because he's been hurt. But when healthy, he is, and he's one of the few that Jerry Jones actually paid early. And because he did, it's kind of bit Jerry in the ass because Diggs has been hurt. Again, it's not his fault. Injuries are a part of the game. It comes with it. But you can understand where if you're Jerry, you could be a little bit of gun shy on signing a guy early because, you got burned on Diggs. I mean,
and Terrence Steele, by the way.
And Terrence Steele and Dak Prescott last year.
And maybe you could even say Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so and Dak obviously didn't get paid early, but sign a big contract and then you get hurt. But that is very much a part of the NFL game.
Well, sure, and I don't blame anybody for injuries, even Trayvon. I don't blame anybody, but I forgot that he started out as number 27. I mean, these highlights went all the way back there, and he changed his number to 7.
Yeah. He's been around a little bit longer than you realize.
Maybe so. Well, I mean, he got paid when in 2023. Is that when he got paid, or was it 24?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm looking at his contract here. It's a 5-year deal. It was $97 million. $97 million. You got a $21 million signing bonus, $33 million guaranteed. So not bad. Hey, we'll see what happens with old Trayvon this year.
I mean, again, it's my biggest question is the one that hasn't been answered yet when it comes to Diggs. When are we expecting to see you on the football field in a game?
That's a good question.
And if it's in a September game, then I think a lot of this negativity around Diggs will be forgotten. Because if he comes back and he can play at a high level, which by all accounts he should be able to, everybody that has talked are anticipating he'll be able to return close to what he was. But he's coming off of 2 pretty major injuries. So there are questions on, if you're Jerry, 1, can you play to the level that you're paid? And 2, how are you going to help this football team? That's if now all of a sudden he needs that over-the-top help, because with an injury like his, does that affect his speed? His ball hawking skills, tracking ability, those should all still be there. But can he keep up with some of the speedy wide receivers like he used to could? And then if he can't do that, does he become a hitter, right? I mean, can he do that? Can he become a more physical player and change his game to prolong his NFL career?
I would bet the under on that and say no. I mean, I don't think Trayvon Diggs is going to
being negative.
He's going to change his stripes and become a hitter all of a sudden. I mean, he got his feelings hurt because Jerry fined him $500,000.
There was sarcasm in there, don't you think?
No, he said it didn't sound like sarcasm.
All right, let's listen to that again.
No, I didn't expect that. That kind of hurt my feelings. But it's okay. Hopefully, I'll make it back in his senses.
That's not sarcastic.
That's all
that hurt his
sarcastic.
feelings.
Yeah, I can't believe he kind of hurt
his
my feelings.
He hurt his
Oh,
feelings.
that's all right. I'll get it back.
Well, you got to get on the field first.
Well,
and then get it back.
And again, I wonder if playing time is one of the incentives that he has in his contract.
It could be.
All right. I took that as sarcasm. It hurt my feelings. He didn't say it hurt his wallet, that's for sure.
That hurt his feelings. Well, the guy's making $97 million. I think half a million's not going to hurt anybody. He's going to be just fine. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
You say that. That's sarcasm, Joe.
No, I'm sorry.
You don't even recognize sarcasm coming out of your mouth.
Okay, well, look, I don't feel sorry for Trayvon Diggs. He knew it was in his contract, and if he didn't, he's a dummy.
Well,
and if or his agent sucks, one of the two.
Yeah, well, again, I wouldn't say he's a dummy for not knowing what's in his contract. I would say his agent is probably what's the term, derelict in his duties by not knowing what was in the contract and informing his client.
Or Diggs just gave him the bird and said, "The hell with him. I'm not going."
I think that's what I think he said. Only $500,000. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be at the beach.
Yeah.
Because I'm making $20 million a year.
We'll see what happens with Trey. He didn't do anything today. Obviously, he's on the PUP list, but he was doing some stuff on the sidelines. And if that's a good side, they need him back. They need corner help. I mean, it's obvious they do. And I think that's part of Jerry's frustration. I mean, you're paying this guy $100 million, and you're having cornerback trouble.
Look, I mean, because of injury, it's not underperformance when it comes to Diggs. Last year, Terrence Steele coming off of injury underperformed. Can he get back? I mean, think about Miami and their quarterback situation when it comes to injuries. Look at Joe Burrow and the injuries that dude has dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott. I mean, injuries are a part of it, especially for highly paid players, But injuries don't keep you from getting paid. Ask Dak. Aiden Hutchinson is about to get paid a lot of money.
He is.
And that's a Detroit team that thought they were going to the Super Bowl last year until Washington showed up, but they were able to still make it that far without Aiden and a bunch of other dudes that were hurt on defense.
See, I wonder if that's the next shoe to drop. And I'm not sure what Hutchinson's deal is, but I could see Hutchinson being paid on top of T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Micah.
Well, I'm just saying
when it's time,
who gets it first?
Well, I mean, Micah. Where it sounded like they might be close, sounds today like he might not even be in Dallas much longer, the way he lashed out to the media.
No kidding. And we'll hear from Micah Parsons when we come back here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I want to talk about my Kinetico quality water softener, and one that should be in your house as well. In fact, everybody ought to have one. They're just that good. Love mine. It's a game changer. It's better than anything else I've ever had. And it just, and right off the bat, as soon as they put it in my house, you could tell the difference immediately. It just seems like everything else is a piece of junk compared to a Kinetico quality water softener. You really need to treat yourself. And it's a great investment for your house because you know how hard water is around here. You want the best, and you want to make sure that your appliances aren't ruined and the pipes in your house aren't ruined. Kinetico quality water softeners do that. Look, they've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in America, and I love the fact that you don't plug this thing in. It does not run on electricity, and all the problems that can cause runs on kinetic energy. And it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they still got this special going on, and it is a good one. You're going to get when you buy a Connecticut quality water softener, a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. It's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. They give you $400 for your old water softener and free money, 0% interest for 12 months. 0% interest for 12 months. It is a great deal, and you owe it to yourself to take advantage of this deal. The offer will end soon at some point in time, so call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 656-PURE, 210-656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
The Morning Huddle.
You get the last night with your celly named Big John.
No, when you're on death row, you don't have a celly.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
No. Well, unless that's how you killed someone.
You don't want to go by Bunga Bunga.
If you killed someone by Bunga Bunga, that's how you should have to go.
Right, yeah. That's where Big John comes in.
That's right.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you ready for the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels Monster Trucks fly, crash, and smash. Thanks to Good to Grow, kids' ticket prices half off. Coming July 26th and 27th to Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos. Local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's get wild.
You know, somebody on our YouTube page earlier the show said, if you want to hear the best of Ozzy Osbourne, tune into the morning show. AJ will be singing it all day.
Oh, good Lord. I hope AJ doesn't disrespect Ozzy tomorrow morning.
He doesn't either.
But I know better.
Sad news today, if you haven't heard. I'm sure you have. I mean, it's all over the place. Ozzy Osbourne passed away at the age of 76. And, well, even I remember Ozzy Osbourne. Music, heavy metal stuff. That was back in my day, Minix.
You say that. Like, I remember.
What do you mean nobody
Ozzy.
believes that?
Well, I mean, pledge that nobody believes it, but like everybody, like, I imagine my mother will call later tonight to tell me that Ozzy died.
Yeah.
All right, and she only knows Elvis. But everybody knows Ozzy. Everybody knows Black Sabbath. And of course, the reality show. He peed on the Alamo. I mean, there's so many Ozzy stories, and his influence on rock and roll, heavy metal is incredible. I mean, it's while it's not a surprising loss, anytime, even when it's expected, when the finality hits, it's a gut punch. I mean, you know, but especially so many of us grew up with Ozzy. I saw somebody post earlier. They became a fan of Ozzy just trying to fit in with their friend group and became a big fan.
Yeah.
Right? Even like you, who probably doesn't have any Ozzy on your playlist.
I don't.
Could probably name 20 songs.
But I was back then. I mean, when they were at the height of their popularity back, you know, in the 70s. Yeah. I mean, I listened to Black Sabbath. I wasn't, you know, a huge fan of theirs, but yeah, I listened.
Did you ever go like what was Oz? Help me out.
Ozfest.
Ozfest at the Verizon Wireless. I want to say 2004 or 2006.
No,
that was fun. The Black Sabbath final U.S. show, United States show, was here in San Antonio at AT&T Center.
Was that like a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Well, 2016.
Oh, okay. Well, he just had his final concert. Yeah, where was that?
Not in San Antonio.
Right.
That was his hometown.
Okay.
In England? Over in England.
Okay.
And it was, in a lot of ways, very cool if you look at it this way. That was like a tribute show to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. You had all these major bands there and different people playing together, playing their stuff, playing some Sabbath, and Ozzy did sing. Now, I went to the Chris Cornell tribute show, and I went to the Taylor Hawkins tribute show. Both incredible concerts. And what everybody said, man, Cornell would love this. Taylor would love this. Ozzy got to be at his own funeral in a lot of ways, musically, for a tribute show.
Well, at least a nice tribute for him to, you know, people honoring him and what he's done. I read somewhere where they are credited in a lot of ways as the whole heavy metal band thing back in the late 60s and 70s.
I could see that because, I mean, they were just different.
Yeah, they were.
They were different. They were heavier.
Yep.
I mean, you think about, you know, your version of heavy metal back when you were a stud in Alice High School. You know, your rock and roll was like Air Supply.
Well, Foreigner and Boston and
not heavy.
Styx.
Air Supply?
Yeah. Not really. No. Air Supply. Dude, I will say this is when we got the news there was an article, I think it was on TMZ, I'm not sure exactly, but it showed old pictures of Ozzy and the band members of Black Sabbath. And, dude, they guys had, I mean, just thick mustaches, and, of course, the hair was very long. But it was pretty cool to see because they had a bunch of pictures of Ozzy and Sharon with their 3 kids sitting on a couch. The kids obviously were still very young. And, yeah, it was kind of cool to go back and see that and how he kind of aged.
Well, I mean, go back and look at pictures of you in high school.
I haven't changed a bit. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding? I mean, the Ken's 5 photo shoot photo that the station uses is what? 10 years old?
At least. At least.
No,
it's crazy because when I retired from the TV station, they played back a bunch of stuff, I mean, from the old days. And I'm like, who the hell is that young dude? That's crazy.
You were blonder then.
I was.
You haven't grayed, but you've darkened.
My hair is darkened for sure a lot. Man, when I was in high school, man, it was really blonde. So over the years, it got darker.
Mine too.
Yours too?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to have like platinum blonde hair.
Yeah.
Pledge too. Although Pledge used to bleach us. But yeah, when I was a little kid, I used to be on my rocking horse singing Rhinestone Cowboy.
On your rocking horse?
Yeah.
Nice,
didn't you have one of those when you were a kid?
I might have.
Probably.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
When my mother breaks out the slideshows, that's always there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be Glenn Campbell?
No.
No?
No. I didn't know who that was. But apparently my hair was blonde back then, and my mom used to call me a little Robert Redford because my hair was so blonde. Apparently he was blonde.
Boy, a face only a mother could love, huh?
You got that right.
Boy.
You got that right. You know, Jane Slater has had quite a day. Our good friend Jane Slater from the NFL Network, she's been getting a lot of phone calls, apparently today, from strip clubs up in Dallas. And she tweeted out, "Who leaked my number?" and she's got screenshots of a variety of strip clubs in Dallas. But she did land the interview that everybody's talking about with Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. And one of the things that Micah talked about with his hold-in isn't really about not being on the field because of work. It's about making sure he is healthy enough to be out there.
Just being mindful. Obviously, just want to get the body going the right way, the way I wanted to. But, obviously with D-Law gone, like I said, I just felt like it was my turn to lead, and it's hard to do that from the crib. So I want to be here with the guys, show them that I care. I want to be here, win championships, so that's why I'm here,
I think Jane actually got this either before or after the group interview. So this was, I believe this is exclusive. I can't prove that 100%, but I think this is exclusive for her.
That's why we're crediting the NFL Network and Jane Slater for this.
Absolutely.
And, of course, Jane did ask him about the comments that Jerry made yesterday.
No, but I'm gonna talk to him. I just thought as a whole, everyone's situation is differently. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm here for my teammates. I'm not here to please another grown man. I'm here for them. I want to be here with Trey, watch him rehab, watch him get on the field, watch his growth. I want to be here battling with Terrence Steele. I'm here for these guys. I'm not here for him, So I think, at the end of the day, he's on the field with us. We're on the field playing the games and things like that. So I'm going to just control my teammates, keep boosting it, and, we're just going to keep playing together.
And he's got a great attitude. I know he's upset, he's frustrated, but he wants to be there. He's there, and he can't imagine sitting at his house. And I get that with Micah Parsons. Other guys, they're making their business decisions by holding out. Micah made his by coming to camp.
Well, and again, interesting that both Diggs and Parsons did the interview with Jane Slater together. As far as Diggs and the comments that Jerry made yesterday, how upset was he by that?
I was upset yesterday because it's not like I'm not putting the work in. Doing everything I was supposed to do. Of course, they do a great job here, but, I just thought it was for my best interest to, go somewhere else to rehab for my off season. But it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, hopefully I'll make it back.
Wow. Hopefully I'll make it back?
Well, he says that, but he's also ahead of schedule. And I think the make it back was talking about the money that he lost,
Okay.
not will he get back on the field, because he did say he was ahead of schedule.
I feel real good. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I feel real good. I'm ahead of schedule. So, yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, but what is ahead of schedule mean? Well, give me a timeline. Nobody will give us a timeline on, I mean, what does ahead of schedule mean?
Well, we're going to have to find that out when we get there.
And we won't get answers either.
Well, we
But
might
we'll
not.
ask.
Well, I would definitely ask. Well, what is the timeline? What do we expect? When are you when are the coaching staff expecting Trayvon Diggs back? That's something that Shoddy ought to be asked at one of his press conferences, and I haven't heard anybody ask that to my knowledge. Have they?
I think they did, and it was ahead of schedule.
That's it,
or
huh?
He's working through it, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
We'll see.
So they really don't know yet, right? I mean,
Well, they haven't made it publicly. If they don't know, we got our injury report coming up. We'll ask the doc, when do you know? Or, you have an idea of timeline. Now, there's all kinds of factors in there and milestones that you meet. If I hear ahead of schedule, you've hit all your milestones, and maybe you're even ahead of where you are supposed to be. But they don't want to put timetables on these guys.
Well, because in case they don't meet it, and there's expectations with fans and
called
everybody else.
setbacks,
Well,
and they happen.
True. But I get it. I understand. It's frustrating, though. That's for sure. Very frustrating.
It's the Cowboys. Sometimes they feel like they tell us too much, and then sometimes we feel like they don't tell us enough.
Well, I tell you what, the first 2 days of camp have been fantastic.
Yes.
I'll just say that. Jerry was great yesterday. Micah today. Man, what are we going to look forward to tomorrow?
Drama.
Is there somebody else pissed off?
Somebody will be.
Somebody has to be, right?
Deron Bland, they could take care of him early.
They could. What gives you any reason to think they will?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing. Tyler Smith's another guy they could take care of early. A lot of guys out there wanting to get paid.
I know. Hey,
That's
Dak
for sure.
threw an interception today, and we're not talking about it. Ryan Eagle's not talking about it because he got Micah drama.
Well, of course. And look, I'm not going to hold Dak to that, although it was a horrible throw. But it was. I'm not going to hold Dak to that.
Well, hopefully it's the most competitive.
It's training camp, right? Come on. That was awful, though, for sure. It was awful. There you go. Say, pledge George Pickens is going to blow up.
That's your prediction for tomorrow? I got to wait for pads to go on.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got to wait for games to happen before Pickens throws a fit on the sidelines.
You got to practice your tantrums, don't you?
I don't know. He might. Maybe he goes home or goes to his room and gets in front of the mirror. So this is how I'm going to handle this when Dak is not throwing me the football.
They rehearse touchdown dances. Do you think George Pickens rehearses tantrums?
Well, why wouldn't he? He's good at it.
Stop.
I love covering the Dallas Cowboys. Have I mentioned that? I love it. I really do. More Cowboys talk. We'll talk a little bit about Texas A&M. $50 million they paid their athletic department last year. Football team wound up 8-5. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know me. You listen to this show enough, you know the Roo Pub is my go-to spot. It's like having the comforts of home. You got those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and the food is fantastic. No better place to watch any big game, any big event. Plan ahead. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, is steak night there at the Roo Pub. Great steak, $19.95, includes your 12-ounce ribeye, salad, potato. It is incredible. All the food there is. They got great fried shrimp, the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Whether you're going to have drinks and dinner with friends or family, no better spot than at the Roo. And, of course, watching any big game, any big fight. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, a very special Hump Day edition. I don't know what else, but it should be special.
Well, something's bound to be special. We will talk some more football. Cowboys training camp going. We're inching closer to getting out there. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exiderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exiderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exiderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exiderm Flare Control Cream. Exiderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's Tuesday, and that means Taco Tuesday at Tamalitos. Fresh tacos, just $1. Today only. Bring your crew. Bring your appetite. Tamalitos is serving it up hot every Tuesday. Local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
94.1. Care professionals and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Looking forward to tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to Thursday because Thursday the Blitz will be live out at Retama Park, kicking off the Texas Quarter Horse Racing's biggest weekend at Retama Park. Live racing is back this weekend. Includes 7 incredible stakes races on Friday and Saturday. It's the Retama Park Derby, but we're going to be live at Retama Park Thursday from 2 to 6.
Yeah, we're going to be up in their bar area on Thursday. Simulcasting always going on. Of course, you love that.
Well, of course.
It's going to be a big weekend. And those the big races on Saturday, those stakes races they do, the Derby. There's the big quarter horse sale happening this weekend at Freeman Coliseum, which if you ever wanted to go to, you can. It's free. It's open to the public.
Wow.
Friday morning. Next year, those horses, they run a year from now. So, like the ones running Saturday were bought a year ago.
That's pretty cool.
At this event.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, horse sale.
I wouldn't know what the hell to look for, though, but you got to get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing.
A good friend of mine, good friend of this show, and a longtime listener, remember the name Frank Alosa,
Absolutely.
who's now a bloodstock agent, whatever that. Went to a horse sale with that dude one time.
Did you really?
And you talk about not knowing what you're looking at, right? He's looking at this horse and describing this and that, or it's like when you're car shopping if you're really into the cars,
right?
Or I just got that guitar in the mail. I know nothing about guitars, but man, I've had a bunch of people like, oh, you know what you got there? It's a this and a that, and I have no idea it's a guitar.
And that's nice, and it's signed.
It is.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, do you go did Frank go and he like grab the leg or you know?
Yeah. I mean, grab the leg, no, but you're looking at him, looking at the history, lineage, DNA, all that kind of stuff, but muscle tone, height, how they walk. All of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
It's and again, when you're spending other people's money, and your job is to find great racehorses, and on other people's time to stay employed, you better do a good job at it.
Yeah, you better do a good job. At it.
Apparently, he's good at it because he quit the radio business and has been in the horse racing business for a long time.
Probably a little more money in that.
If you pick winners.
If you pick winners. Wow.
There's a lot of money in college athletics right now.
There is, Jason, and Texas A&M is spending a lot of money on college athletics right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, they spent $50 million, according to this report, on NIL payroll for athletes last year, 24-25. The headline reads, but is it enough moving forward?
Because the budgets are going up. Everybody is finding more money. Now, I was at Aggie night last night, Aggie's coaches night. Mike Elko was in town. Big event over at Pedrati's Ranch. Big fundraiser for the San Antonio A&M Club. And Mike Elko, one, was fantastic in talking to the crowd. And money was a part of it, right? Was there, raising money for scholarships, but I'm guessing a lot of the people in there have written big checks to the athletic program.
I'm sure.
Right? But it is interesting because you talk about, is it enough? Mike Elko brought up battered Aggie syndrome. Now, forever I thought that was a term Rob Thompson made up. But apparently, when you go to fish camp, you learn about battered Aggie syndrome as well. Because Mike Elko essentially said last night, look, last year we didn't finish the way we wanted. Don't hold this team to the negative of what has happened in the past. Try to look and move forward. And he's right. Every team has to do that. But battered Aggie syndrome, when you talk to Aggies, there is always that, that November schedule, that October swoon. There's just always that always happens, Last year, the way things ended, I really thought this year the priority was go get a high-priced quarterback. They didn't. Now, I don't know how hard they tried. Did everybody turn him down? But there's a belief in Marcel Reed that he can be that guy, be a starter in the SEC, and he's got a little taste of it, and he's done the work. And sometimes you got to trust the coaches that are around him that, yeah, they have done enough. But you're right, 8-win season, hard to get people to continue to write those big checks, and that's just not at A&M. That's everywhere.
I would think so. Now, look, not all of that was on the football program. Obviously, it says for all the athletes NIL, but I'm assuming, what, $35 million of it was? I would think that'd be about safe.
You would think the vast majority.
So you would think that they would produce better athletes is what I'm saying. And look, I know it was Elko's first year, so you give them a little bit of a honeymoon period to get a team in place. But I would think if the Aggies don't improve on that 8-5, because look, 8-5 at Texas A&M is not acceptable. It's not. It's not acceptable at Texas or Arkansas or anywhere. Well, maybe Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, it's just not acceptable. The Aggies finished 9th in the SEC.
They did last year, but again, Mike Elko said last night, and I wasn't taking notes, but last year was the best first year for an SEC program, and I don't know how many years he said. So generally a coach comes in, turns things around. They don't have a year as good as what Mike Elko and that staff had, right? Now, again, and he brought this up a lot, coming off of the SEC media days, you get all these stats and everything is positive and, the average of 101,000 people in your building, all this kind of stuff. But it's a big money program. They have an incredible fan base that's passionate, but does suffer from battered Aggie syndrome. And the fact that he addressed it last night and was like, dude, we got to put that behind us and just move forward. And easier said than done, especially when you're trying to get everybody to write big old checks, because that's what it's going to take. Absolutely.
Now, look, the revenue share goes into effect, and that's what, $20.5 million, I think, is what they're, can out in the open pay. But there was a lot of questions about that, too, because in the rules, and why I read an article earlier today, Jason, that was talking about maybe the under-the-table payments come back, because in this new revenue share, anything over $600 has to be justified. So I find that, and I don't know who justifies it. Is that the NCAA?
There's a clearinghouse that's being developed.
So there you go. So anything over $600. Well, if you're after an athlete, $600, wink, wink. And here's another $200,000 under the table.
Well, there's so many moving parts, and I don't know, because the revenue share is going to be capped at $20.5 million. That doesn't mean you still can't have a collective that can still raise other monies. So, like at UTSA, they're keeping their collective. Some are going away. Some conferences are going to do it differently, which is why they need it even across the board. How are the conferences going to do it? And if a salary cap comes in. So that's the other part that I'm still not 100% sure on, and I don't know that anybody is. The revenue share caps, that's what the university has to share with athletes. That doesn't mean that's all the athletes can get paid out of. That's where the collectives are, unless there's a salary cap. The biggest question is high school athletes coming in demanding X number of dollars before they've stepped on the field,
right.
Or player shows up, gets so much money, and he's there in January, and by May he's on another campus because he didn't win the starting job, and money's been paid to that guy. That's the kind of stuff that they really need to figure out to put, Sark used the term guardrails. We still don't really have those, but you're not putting the toothpaste back in the tube, so how do you fix this if you're college football?
Well, you got to fix it. I mean, and I don't know how it's done, especially when you're talking about that. I think contracts. Somehow, some way, you do that where if you reach a deal, you're there for 2 years unless the coach leaves. Coach leaves, I'm going to let you off the hook, and you can leave too. But there's got to be some sort of, because this transfer portal to me is the worst part of all of this. It just is, because now you got coaches competing against coaches, and people from other schools calling guys from UTSA or Texas, trying to get them to come to bigger schools for more money, and that kind of stuff shouldn't be allowed.
Well, but everybody does it,
but it doesn't mean it's right.
Well, it doesn't mean it's right, but everybody talks about and again, just kind of parroting stuff I heard from Mike Elko last night. Thrilled with those that they were able to retain, because that says they like the program, even if they could have made more money somewhere else. And we've heard that from every coach, whether you're talking about Dan Campbell at Iowa State. He said at Big 12 Media Days, there were 20 players that could have made more money, but they decided to stay because they like our program. Elko said we kept 99% of the ones we wanted to. So does that mean the guys that hit the portal you didn't really want to keep around? I mean, it's easy to say that. Why were they at your place to begin with if you didn't really want them, or they weren't working out?
Right.
You know, it's just in college football right now, it's the no rule or the no real rules or steady rules. The money in the portal is just insane.
It's unbelievable. I hope they get a hold of it because I just don't see this ending well if they don't.
Well, I mean,
soon.
Yeah, they got to figure something out. Training camps are opening all over the place. Lots of guys starting on the PUP list, dealing with injuries. There will be guys getting hurt. Time for the injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Richard Nauert. Doc, I want to start with a question that I know you don't know the answer to because nobody seems to know the answer. And Trayvon Diggs, with the Cowboys starting on the PUP list, physically unable to perform, coming off the ACL injury, then he had another surgery on that same knee, says he is ahead of schedule, but nobody with the Cowboys, including Trayvon, will give a timeline for his return. When you hear ahead of schedule but no timeline, what in your mind does that say is realistic weeks-wise before you could see him back on the field?
You know, it's a great question, and it's different. It depends who I'm hearing that from. You know, when I hear that from the player, that means he's feeling good and things are on track, but it's a little different than when you hear it from, you know, the team physician or the team staff. And so, you know, I think it's a good sign. I think it's reassuring. It's hard to know, especially with Diggs, just because, like you said, this is the same knee he had the ACL on. Second injury in a row. I know he did play, you know, pretty well last season before the injury, but still, you know, it's hard to know, but things are looking good. It sounds like, at least for him to kind of be on track for this season, but we'll see. The Diggs brothers, both of them, tough going.
Doc, how often does something like that happen in relation to Trayvon Diggs, where he tears the ACL and then a year later, same knee? Does that happen often?
You know, it certainly is more common, I'd say, to have, you know, a re-injury on the knee than just to have one randomly. That being said, could have been where he had some type of cartilage injury initially at the same time as the initial ACL injury, and it wasn't that bad. And, you know, the second injury just did enough to kind of have that become a problem that needed to be treated, or it could be completely separate. Hard to know. It is reassuring that he didn't have a re-injury to his ACL, though, because that would be a big deal.
So,
but more common.
You know, Doc, when you think about the surgeries on the same knee for a player in a defensive back position, a lot of backpedaling, a lot of quick cuts. Speed was obviously a big part of his game. What would be a realistic expectation of him getting back to the level he was before the first ACL injury?
You know, it's a great question. You know, your goal is to always get him back to try and get him back to that pre-injury level, and realistically, that's not always possible. You know, these players are the best athletes in the world, and they're the best, you know, kind of genetic specimens we have. I think you could see Adrian Peterson and some of the other guys that have just had unbelievable returns following knee injuries. And so anything's possible for these guys, but certainly any injury to the knee, it's tough to get back to exactly how it was before, and especially when you have a second injury to that same knee. It's just tough.
Doc, let me ask you this question. Typically, and I'm not saying that these guys are going through this or doing this particular, but if you tear your ACL and you have surgery on the same knee, or in the case of DeMarvion Overshown, where he had a horrible knee injury, what kind of rehab is involved in that? What kind of exercises are these guys doing?
Man, that's a great question. It's everything you can think of. You know, initially it's pretty simple stuff. It's working on getting the range of motion back. It's working on getting the swelling out of the knee, even just getting the basic strength. We're talking, you know, squats, lunges, wall sits, that type of thing. And then as they progress, that's where you really get to see the innovation in the rehab and the technology that these players use. And it's everything from, you know, Alter G or low gravity treadmills that they begin to run on that take some of the stress off the knee, to agility drills, to all sorts of different types of stimulation of the quad muscles and things of that nature. But it's for Overshown in particular, you know, he went through it on the other side with the ACL, and now this most recent injury last season was a multi-ligament knee, so multiple ligaments affected, and that makes everything even harder. So we'll see how he does. I know there's some good news on him being on track for this season. I'd love to see it, but cautiously optimistic that he's going to be able to return.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when I saw it because originally the injury, you thought he'd missed the entire season. Now he's saying he's expected back. I'm with you. That's one that I'll believe when I actually see it on the field. Now, one that I'm not surprised, Ryan Engel's a Titans fan. His favorite quarterback, Will Levis, decided on day one at training camp to have shoulder surgery. His season is over. Now, he knew he was being replaced as the starter several weeks ago. Cam Ward beat him out in the spring, and really Cam Ward became the guy on draft night. Is deciding on the day before you're supposed to report to camp to have shoulder surgery, would you classify that as a vet move? I'm not getting cut on my vacation time. I'm going to wait till I'm on company time?
Yeah, I'd say there's some extenuating circumstances surrounding his decision, of course. And it's tough. Those AC injuries, it is common to kind of watch them and see how the player does without surgery. Most people actually can get back and play with it. It's just the quarterback, because you have to throw at such a unique position that it's hard to come back. Obviously, Anthony Richardson had a similar type injury that he had surgery on, but I think Will Levis certainly saw the writing on the wall a little bit with Cam Ward and decided he was going to take matters into his own hands, and that's okay.
Well, you want smart quarterbacks, don't you? I think that shows his intelligence.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing that he's done that's shown intelligence. Dude puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Dr. Richard Nauert, always appreciate the knowledge and the insight. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it. The injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Dr. Nauert and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, extra innings with Pledge, or Pledger, however you want to say it. Just stay tuned for James Pledger. He's coming up next. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., AJ and Rob, the Morning Huddle. They'll get you started bright and early. And Minix, you and I are going to be out with the dogs, Blue Bonnet, Bunk and Biscuit.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir. We'll be out there. Make plans to come join us. There'll be
Joe barking.
Free food.
You going to bark?
I'll probably bark. Why not? I've done a lot of other crazy
Wag
things.
your tail?
For nothing. It's an impressive tail.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, come on! San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Football season is coming. Is your home ready for the watch parties? Upgrade your entry game with Romo Door Supply. Tough, stylish doors at prices that score. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com today. That's RomoDoorSupply.com, where home starts strong.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
It's Texas Quarter Horse Racing's biggest weekend at Retama Park. Friday is Summer Showdown with 7 incredible stakes races, and Saturday is Retama Park Derby and the $650,000 TQHA Futurity Race. Ever thought about owning an American quarter horse? The Texas Quarter Horse Sale is going on at Freeman Coliseum Friday and Saturday, and it's free to attend. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. Live music every Friday night. Visit RetamaPark.com for all the details.